Saints, who's come back into the lineup. And then for the Wang Rovers, Mitch Hardy, Charlie Thompson, Sam Murray and Lockie O'Brien.
Alrighty, what about some of the team stats? Where do these two teams rank, please, David Wink?
Well, the Rovers ranked second in centre clearances, but last week the Saints actually topped them in that area. So the Saints went to work in that area, got the job done. So it'll be interesting to see if the Rovers bounce back in the centre of the ground. Inside 50s, we're pretty even. Second and third ranked teams, with Myrtleford being second and the Rovers third. The one area that is sort of a bit of a difference is the intercept marking. Myrtleford third in the competition, averaging 14 intercept marks. The Wang Rovers 8th in the competition for intercept marks. So we know Jace McQuaid and Charles Ledger punch the ball a lot, but marking the ball across half back is really where the Saints get a lot of their rebound and offensive drive from.
Dan Vaccaro, who is riding the boundary for the best pub in the universe, the Newmarket Hotel. Look at him, just with the legs out. He's got the white sneakers. He's got the white hat on.
Got the white pins too. They've been hiding all winter, Panda.
Absolutely. What are the conditions like out of the Normans?
Oh, absolutely perfect. There's not as Bobby Jackson would say, a zephyr of breeze. The ground is absolutely perfect. I don't know about the people on social saying that this shouldn't be the ground they're playing on, because you couldn't ask for any better conditions, Panda, for footy. It's awesome.
Alrighty, we might just stay with you when you can please have a look at the coin toss at the moment. I think Xavier Allison and Mitchy Del Bosco are walking to the middle of the Normans Oval. DVAC?
They are. Not a lot of hair between these two captains, I'll tell you. There is about 3 strands between them, Panda. But they're about to do the toss, and we'll see who's kicking to where.
Alrighty. Both teams out doing their warm-ups at the moment. No late changes for either side, so they will go in as selected. The Wangaratta Rovers have made 2 changes from the team that defeated the Myrtleford Alpine Saints last week. Kieran Parnell and Justin Lewis into the lineup. Out Brody Paul and Oscar Cleland. Myrtleford have made 3 changes. Jake Riley, Jared Wallace and Simon Curtis in. Out Jai Gribben, Riley Booker and Cy Banks. Who won the toss, D-Back?
Mitchy Del Bosco won the toss, boys. He'll be kicking to the club room side.
The club room's end of the Normans Oval. Who do you think wins this one, Winky?
I think the Rovers are too strong. Rovers by 5 goals.
5 goals for Winky. What about you, Gus McLeod?
I tipped the Rovers during the week, Pan. I've got no reason to tip against them, but I really just want Myrtleford to show some fight. If they are going to be in this contest, it's going to come off a hot start. We're going to know at quarter time if the Rovers are in the fight, if the Myrtleford Alpine Saints are in the fight or not. But the Rovers, for mine, 18 points.
Alrighty, DVAC, down to you on the boundary for the Newmarket.
Yeah, well, I called Rovers the team to beat, so I'm going to stick with Rovers by 3 goals.
Rovers by 3 goals for DVAC.
Hey, DVAC, just have a look out there. Obviously, we know the Rovers have brought in Kieran Parnell. They've also brought in Justin Lewis to their side. They look to be a well-hardened opposition. I'm going to be really keen to get your observation when they go to their respective positions about a few positional side of things, particularly with the likes of Mitch Hardy and Sam Murray. Sam Murray was almost uncontested behind the ball to start the game.
For the whole first quarter last week.
Bounce. So DVAC will get you to keep tabs on that. I also want to know why our man Mario Antonolo is on the boundary. What's he doing down there, DVAC?
I think he's just keeping me company, Mario. He's a great man, so hopefully I can get some news out of him all day, but I'm not exactly sure of his role today. I'm sure he'll tell me when he hears this.
Very good, very good.
Of course, proud supporters of our O&M Live podcast channel is the team at Afonso Building Solutions, and what Mario does in that space is fantastic. I just think that Regan Gorman has to go to Sam Murray. I think he was looking for him last week. He was a little bit perplexed that he went to half back, but I think you'll find that Regan might go to Sam Murray wherever he goes today. So a big one to watch out on that one there, DVAC. Both sides are going to their positions as we speak. A perfect day for football to kickstart the SSNA Ovens and Murray finals here on O&M Live. Of course, the elimination final is tomorrow at Birrelea Park. 20 degrees and sunny at Birrelea Park tomorrow. So we've got a picture-perfect weekend as the Dogs take on the Yarrawonga Pigeons. The Rovers finished in second position with a 15-3 record. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints finished in third, 11-7, 119%. And both of these sides enter the contest 1-1 in the respective home and away form. So we cannot wait for this one to get underway here on O&M Live. Riley Smith has gone straight into the centre bounce, DVAC.
Yeah, he has, and Sam Murray's gone straight to half back there, and it looks like Riley Calavine has got the number on him early.
Okay, so watch this space with Sam Murray. We're underway here in the opening quarter for A-grade oils and batteries with one of the best in the business, Gus McLeod.
Qualifying final, Myrtleford and the Rovers, and we're underway on O&M Live in Myrtleford with Harrington in pursuit. Get the ball up towards half forward. Boyd's there for the Rovers, and Harrington couldn't take clean possession of the football. Our first boundary throw-in is across half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who are wearing their Clash jersey today, their away jersey. And of course, the Rovers in their home kit after finishing second, 15-3 in season 2026. I reckon there's a free kick here, Dan Vaccaro. Did you spot that one?
It was a little bit further away, but it looked like a ruck raffle because Riley Smith's got the footy, Gus.
Smith's going to send the Alpine Saints inside 50. Couldn't quite get it on the half volley, was East. Ledger came through, looking there for Allison, who left the football behind. Whistle. I reckon it's for a high. And Ledger's not overly happy with the treatment here.
It was for a high, and yeah, just spilling over a little bit here in the 50.
So is it Maraca? It's going to be Josh Maraca with the Sharon in hand. No love lost between these two sides. And Maraca's 55 from home in front of Bay 13, they call it here at the Magpies.
It's where the Myrtleford Saints supporters are sitting, Gussie.
To the hot spot. They need a flyer. Agosta's in the hole, but Ed Damon stands up like a big ruckman does. Marks between fullback and centre halfback. The Rovers have got it at the club room's end.
He's still wearing that glove, is Ed Damon on the left mitt. Here's Sam Murray getting a handball received, dashing off halfback, kick to the point of the square is a beauty. Lewis probably should have done a little better there. Wilson opportunistic off the ground, but it's marked by Wallace at halfback for the Saints. Always going to look corridor, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Harrington marks at halfback. He's going to go short, all one-handed went Simon Curtis. Wallace mops it up for the Saints. Overlapping hand pass. They've transferred the footy to the far wing, the Ovens River side. Munro inboard to Maraca. Got rid of it in a hurry to Miotto, who's mowed down quick by the 4-goal kicker of last week in Schulte. And he has the ball between wing and the boundary line, the far side of the Normins Oval. No score here in the opening quarter. We have played exactly 2 minutes, Gus McLeod, friends at Albury.
Catapan comes inboard to Philo, who of course suffered a small injury in the latter part of 2026 home and away season. He sets sail inside 50. Christie at the back, McCarthy in pursuit, keeps the football alive, and it spills through for a rushed minor score. So on the Steel Line scoreboard, it is the Rovers who draw first blood, one behind to Myrtleford yet to score. The Saints will bring it back in at the Evans Street end, Panda.
They certainly will. Here's Wallace, started hot early. Went out and had a couple of years at Millawa. He's back at the Myrtleford Alpine Saints in 2026 as J-Wall, that's what they call him. He goes out of defence, picked up out there on the far side, hacked footy forward by East. It's a tumbling footy. Riccardi flew high. Thomason stayed down at ground level, trying to ride a bump. Ledger over the footy, and we'll have a stoppage. 60 around from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints goal. One behind plays nothing here on the Steel Line scoreboard. Good crowd in. What do you reckon, Gussie? 1,000, 1,500?
Yeah, 15, but they're all scattered far and wide here at the Normins.
They spread out here in the sunshine. Maraca's little kick goes towards Wilson, and that was tackled high by Harrington. That was sloppy. It's a free kick to the Rovers at left half back. So Wilson goes out laterally. Catapan marks in front of big Riley Smith. Has he stayed in play? He has. And Catapan will bring this footy in here for the Wangaratta Rovers.
You almost just put him in the next week then too. Big Riley Smith, he almost went flying over the fence. Cadders,
that's a new one.
Cadders.
Ed Damon marks the ball here for the Rovers, wants to play on quickly. They go inside 50. It's a 2-on-2, but well done by Ferguson. Flew across the pack. He almost could have marked that one. Spills out of bounds in front of the Steel Line scoreboard after 4 minutes. Deep into attack for the Rovers. David Wink for 40 winks.
Josh Maraca's up to 4 disposals on the 40 wink stat sheet already. Couple inside 50s for both teams.
What do you average for the year, Winky?
22.8 disposals. Had a great year, young Josh.
Shallow boundary throw in. Put Munro under the pump. Maraca left it behind. Slapped towards the boundary line. In pursuit is Simon Curtis. Putting him under the pump early days. And Zach Petherbridge sees it across with some assistance from Tom Boyd, 25 metres out from Rovers' goal.
Looks organised in their defence, Myrtleford. They seem to be peeling off really early when Rovers like to play that dangerous game through the middle. So organised stuff from them.
4.5 gone here in the opening quarter. One behind to the Rovers. Big tackle inside their attacking 50 from Riley Smith. And Will Christie is at the bottom of that pack. Toss back up. 20 metres around for the Rovers goal. Philo, quick kick. It's going to land in the goal square. Pethbridge sets himself. That had to be a block, surely. Justin Lewis with a flying shot on goal. Can someone get a slipper to it in the goal square? Myrtleford defence holding up Steely here, but Simon Curtis's kick has gone about 5 metres to Brodie Philo. It wasn't 15, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. And Myrtleford, a chance goes begging. But I tell you what, Divac, that wasn't the greatest kick from Simon Curtis.
No, it wasn't. That was probably the first real show of a little bit of lack of composure there from Myrtleford in their defensive 50. They seem to be organised, but that one there was a mistake, and you don't want it to go to Brodie Philo too often in that area.
We've played 5 and a bit minutes, Winky. Who is dominating the 40-wing stat sheet early stages?
Josh Miracker and Simon Curtis. Josh has had 5 disposals. Simon Curtis with 3 early in this contest.
Mitchie Del Bosco will bring the footy back in here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Looks to the big man, Agosta. Good mark by Kai, coming off his best game of the year last week. Inboard kick to Miotto. This is where Myrtleford can be dangerous in the hands of their small runners. Miotto into the pocket. Good kick, Riccardi. A little bit of early body work. Riley Sharp made a contest. East over the football. In fact, it's Thomason. He's dragged it in. He's under the pump. And Myrtleford have a forward 50 stoppage at the club room's end of the ground. We've played 6 minutes here in the opening quarter. No goal to either side in the qualifying final. Ball up, snapping out of the pack was Agosta to a one-on-one in the goal square. Truan's down there. Thomason hacks it out of mid-air, and he's kicked a minor score. Myrtleford moved to 1 behind. The Rovers 1 behind. We've played 6.5 minutes here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that passage of play there through the corridor for Myrtleford, that was their first real crack at it. It looked like they've been trying to do that on the far side for the last couple of attempts, but that there was their first clean ball movement through the middle.
So Murray at full back. You'll get a stat here, David, on the 40 Winkies. See over there, David. Nice kick, but it's been turned over. Here comes Harrington. Handball to the voice. East, top of the goal square. Sharp! Riley Sharp rises to the front. He put the big mitts out in front, and you can't stop delivery like that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic mark there by Riley Sharp, but it's just that turnover in such a dangerous area, and you play such a high octane finals footy, and the pressure's rife. As soon as you make a turnover around that 50 mark, you're going to pay.
So he's 10 metres out, basically directly in front, and he's coming into this game in form. For the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, first of the qualifying final, Riley Sharp steers it through. Myrtleford move to 1-7. They draw first blood on the steel line scoreboard. The Rovers 1 behind after 7.5 minutes for NZ Albury.
What do you got for us, David?
The 3 inside 50s for 2 scores on the board for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Really efficient early going inside forward 50. Josh Miracker, as mentioned before, after 5 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet, really started this contest hot.
He's had a fantastic year, rewarded with an interleague game was Joshie Maraca against the Bendigo Footy League, and he's right up there in terms of his numbers with clearances as well. I think he's averaging about 7 clearances a game, is Joshie Maraca. So Myrtleford with a confidence boosting goal here in the first quarter. They draw first blood. Here come the Rovers out of the stoppage. McCarthy just dropped the footy. It would have been away. Hardy just finds space when there is none. Left foot around the corner, going to land just inside attacking 50 with a shallow entry. Oh, a clever tap from Lewis onto O'Brien, who pulled the kick beautifully into Lockie McCartney. Champagne footy from the Rovers.
Oh, and it's just great persistence as well, Panda. There was a little turnover there for McCarthy, but they followed it up and made sure the delivery inside 50 was perfect, and it was. So good stuff from both teams here.
So Lockie McCartney was the hard luck story in 2024. He got that well-deserved premiership last year. He's gone forward in 2026. He's setting up for a snap around the corner. Should make no mistake, and he snuck it home. The Rovers bite back pretty much straight away. 1-1-7, playing 1-1-7 on the steel line scoreboard.
That's goal number 6 for Lockie McCartney for the year. Plays a role that's probably within the 4 walls, really recognised. He brings that aggressive forward pressure, really probably goes unrewarded on the stat sheet, but he's a real integral part of this Wang Rovers setup and gets rewarded on the scoreboard there.
Nice kick inside 50, I think, was the best part there, Dan Vaccaro, and a lovely entry there, resulting in a goal.
Yeah, it was, and as I said, there was a couple of turnovers, so it wasn't perfect play, but just their persistence to follow the footy was top-notch.
Damon won the tap, but Myrtleford are going to win the clearance. They bring it out searching for Harrington. Ball's going to sit nicely here on centre wing for the Rovers. Del Zotto goes down the line searching for Schulte. Getting a fist was Petherbridge in towards a bit of carnage. McCarthy feeds the hands back to Philo, who uses poise and brilliance to kick inside 50. McCartney again. Oh, no whistle. No mark. It got there on the half volley, D-Vac.
It was hard to tell. It looked like he got his arms under it, but very, very hard to tell. And Brody Philo, if he's going to miss, he's only going to miss small. He's one of the best field kicks in the league.
So a ball up here, top of the goal square for the Rovers. Riley Sharp in the ruck. He won it down. Simon Curtis head over the football, then left it behind. Rooster McCarthy for the Rovers. Kicks across his body, well and truly across Ferguson. Nutmegged himself as it falls for Del Zotto. Del Zotto for the Rovers. On the right boot. That went about 7 metres to McCartney. But the umpire said it was 15, and it's a shot on goal for the hot man once again.
Definitely wasn't 15. I reckon 7's generous as well, Gus. I reckon it was about 5 metres, but they just look so elusive, Rovers. As soon as the ball gets to ground and they're forward 50, they've just got players everywhere.
So Lockie McCartney has started one out in the goal square, basically.
This is the adaptability of Sam Murray's coaching. This would have completely thrown Myrtleford's plans out 100%, Gussie.
Especially if you go back and slot this from 35 metres on a 45-degree angle. Evans Street end. Lockie McCartney stands up. Looks to be going right, and it's across the face for a minor score. The Rovers 1-2-8, Myrtleford 1-1-7. We've played 11 minutes in the opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
So Lockie McCartney, wonder what he would have been paying to be the most dangerous forward in that lineup, Gussie.
Write your own ticket, Pandy.
$5 on that. Jake Sharp with the kick-in duties. Going to go out to the Ovens Riverside. East just read that footy out the back beautifully. Ed Damon ran under it. Pulls his kick towards Regan Gorman. Dropped the mark. Got on the boot in a hurry. Shallow entry here for the Saints. They've transferred the footy inside forward 50. Oh, Calvin with a big hip and shoulder. And Schulte bounced straight back up. Finals footy at its best. Likewise here, Stewie Booth got one high.
Yeah, just flicked him high a little bit there. But, gee, I'll tell you what, when Myrtleford get that break, they move it quick.
How was that bump from Calvin? And Schulte, the young man, bounced straight back up.
Heard it here on the boundary, Panda.
It's not quite September, but you can pretty much call it that. Boyd down the corridor. Hardy has it. Can give it back to Boyd if he likes. That's what he does. And Boyd's going to pump it in long with a running barrel if you don't mind. It's going to land about 30 out from goal. McCartney tussles with Sharp. Brady, Philo with a clever hand pass over the top to McCartney. Shakes around one. Snaps from a tight angle and misses. Peppering the sticks here are the Rovers. They move to 1-3-9. 1-3-9. The Saints 1-1-7 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We've gone 12 and a half minutes opening quarter. Winky, some 40 winks.
Lockie McCarthy looks so dangerous down there. 6 inside 50s for the Wang Rovers, really putting the Myrtleford defence under pressure.
From full back, they've got it to just behind centre wing. Miono's kick found Sharp, and he goes long down the line for the Tricolours. East tries to rise from the back of the contest, gets it on the left boot, and kicks him inside 50. They've got the +1. Thomason overran the football. Jace McQuaid says, I don't like this, I'm going long. Get this out of here. Long down the Ovens Riverside. Clever work there from Parnell and Damon linking up to slap it towards grass. And in the end, Mitch Hardy sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw. And we'll get back to you, David Wink, for some more 40 winks numbers as we bring the ball back into play on centre wing.
Jackson East getting busy. He's up to 4 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet. Leads all comers at Myrtleford with 29 for the season.
Back into play. Most of the boundary throw-ins have been short today. Ruckman need to adjust. Pinballs around, stoppage, and we'll ball it up once again.
One of our scorecard questions was, should we bring the lasso in, Gussie? That's why it is a no-brainer in the Ovens and Murray.
It should, I reckon, at least bring the deliberate in, Panda.
We have seen some blatant deliberates in 2026, but we don't pay the rule.
It's getting ridiculous.
So on centre wing here, qualifying final. Myrtleford going to break away. They get the ball in the hands of Maracca, who gets it on the left, kicking to half forward. Thomason presents and marks 55 from home. The Saints spot one in Agosta. Brute strength from Kai. He was paid a free kick for a hold, but he had enough strength to clamp it in. And Kai Agosta's back in the mix for Myrtleford and back in front of the big sticks from 40 metres out slight angle.
Oh, the one thing I love what Myrtleford are doing at the moment, they're still trying to play that quick ball movement. Even though the pressure's high, they're still just trying to get it in their 50, still use their run and carry, and they've done that perfectly there. And Augusta, he's just too strong. He's a very thick, muscly boy. So
here comes the kick from Agosta. It's low, it's flat, but it's straight. It's a Sunjan goal today from Kai Agosta. He had a big finals campaign in 2025, and he looks to be back in 2026.
He played a really important role last week. I thought it was probably Myrtleford's best, if not second best, for that game against the Rovers last week. But he's a really big unit, playing on a wing, trying to get that mismatch as they go forward.
That was the thing that stood out to me. And I can't remember who kicked that footy. Was it Mioto? I can't remember who kicked
Thomason.
It was Thomason. He identified the mismatch straight away. Straight away. Saw Noah Schulte was one-on-one with Kai Goster, and he was no chance. So Myrtleford bite back. Riley Smith, clear tap out of the middle. Onto the advantage here of Mioto, who's had a fantastic 2026. Snaps it towards that man Agosta again, but Allison getting back in the hole. The wise veteran for the Rovers and the skipper. He's going to get called to play on. Oh, he had to get rid of it in a hurry. Rovers exit defence through Murray. Booth and Ferguson form a one-on-one. Smith with a hurried hand pass on to Maraca, and Myrtleford link up in numbers. Retreating here is Wallace to Jake Sharp at halfback. And this is this possession footy we spoke about, this chip mark game, DVAC, that Myrtleford do so well.
Yeah, it is, and this is probably the first time where the game just looks to take a little bit of just take a little pace off the footy, and Myrtleford just trying to work out how they're going to get it forward.
Del Bosco is going to go laterally to Jake Sharp. He can pop it over the top to Ferguson down the wing. He decides not to.
Damon's taken all of the real estate on the mark he possibly could. It's lucky not to give away a 50.
It's big real estate from Big Ed. So Sharp here has to go long down the line with the 9-9. Agosta at the back, got two hands to it. Brought the footy to ground. East shoveled it out here to Mioto, who's been busy. On to Maraca. Bullet pass into the leading lane of Jack Truant. Riley could have marked the footy. He left it for Truant, and this is for two in a row for the Saints.
That's good footy from Saints. They hung around in that half-back, waiting for a clear opportunity, and they took it there. And I'll tell you what, Riley Smith and Jackson East starting to have a say on this contest, boys.
So Jack Truant, the boy from Kungupna. He's kicked 14 goals from his 17 games. Has played up in the NT as well in 2026. So he's doing the double up. He'll kick this from just inside forward 50. I tell you what, the drop punt looks pretty good. He's just missed. The Saints fans don't think so. Ooh, you can hear him in the effects, Mike. They're not happy. It's a minor score from Jack Truant. 2-2-14 the Saints, 1-3-9 the Rovers. 17 gone in the first quarter for A-grade oars and batteries.
The Rovers opt to go down the Ovens River side of the ground. Searching on a lead here a long way from home is McMonigal. He marks. Plays on now, the Rovers, shimmy and shake, and they break the ball down the line. Hardy bit off more than he could chew. Put McMonigal under the pump, but Allison's there in support. The Rovers go inside 50. Free kick for a block, and it's going to go the way of Myrtleford. Talk us through it, DVAC.
Yeah, just got a little block, and he probably played for it a little bit, but it was there.
So free kick to the Tricolours in front of the Steel Line scoreboard. 14 playing 9 here on L&M Live. The Saints in front. 18 minutes gone for NZ opening term. Long down the line, Smith the target. Got a good piece of it. A good enough piece. It's going to be a free kick to Riley Smith here. Pounder between half-back and centre wing. The Saints have got the ball in the hands of the big man.
Just chopped his arms in the last second there, otherwise would have held it. So clear free.
How have you seen the ruck battle 20 minutes played so far, DVAC?
Yeah, Riley Smith just seems to be everywhere at the moment around the ground. I didn't realise how well he gets around the ground. It's probably why he's averaging 20 disposals or near 20 disposals a game, Panda.
Here come Myrtleford, overlapping hand pass. Maraca might settle himself here and have a ping on the sticks. Instead he goes by hand. He was too unselfish towards Mioto, but it invited pressure here from the Rovers. McQuaid clears it as long out of defence as he can. Big one-on-one here in the middle of the ground. Wallace came true, got tackled. Got a hand pass away in a nick of time. Oh, Schulte brought down by Maraca, holding the ball.
Yeah, great tackle there by Maraca there, and just had too many options earlier inside that forward 50, but made amends for it there, Maraca.
This disposal, number 10 for Joshua Maraca, absolutely on fire in this first term.
Riley Sharp has 3 to beat in the pocket. Then applied a good pressure here on O'Brien. Head over the footy was Gorman. Applies a tackle at ground level on Smith. Forward 50 stoppage here for Myrtleford, who have come to play in the qualifying final. 2-2-14. The Rovers 1-3-9. We've gone 19 minutes for A-grade oars and batteries.
They needed to start hot, did the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and they got the ball in their attacking part of the ground. Damon tries to clear it out towards our broadcast position on the grandstand side. Smith tackled as soon as he got the ball, handballed it out, and well assisted by Simon Curtis across the boundary line for a throw-in. Right in front of Dan Vaccaro for the Newmarket Hotel, boundary side.
Yeah, right in front of me, and the intensity's high, guys, and obviously to take down big Riley Smith as well, but seems to be everywhere at the moment, and he's giving them first use.
Almost 20 minutes gone in the opening term of the qualifying final. 9 plays 14. Smith in the ruck, brought it front and centre. Charlie Thompson fed it backwards to Hardy. Hardy now gets the ball towards grass as Allison tries to gather. Nice tackle there from East. Allison just broke out of it in the nick of time. Oh, hot potato. O'Brien left it behind. The pressure from Myrtleford is relentless. Stoppage and ball up 55 metres out from goal. Well done, Jackson East. Well done, Mitch Del Bosco. Well done, the Myrtleford midfield standing up here in the opening term.
Our man Winky doesn't do the pressure factors, but I reckon it'd be into the 200s for Myrtleford. Maraca got a kick out of mid-air, didn't take possession of the footy. Thomason thought he was held, unlucky not to get a free kick. Harrington's got pace, he takes a bounce. Flying shot from 45, doesn't have the legs. It's across the face for 1- score. Myrtleford 2-3-15, owning the territory in the opening quarter here. 1-3-9 of the Wangaratta Rovers. We've gone 21 minutes for NZ Albury. We'll get to Winky with some 40 Winkies in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Josh and Maraca on fire still. I would love to see Sam Murray move himself into the midfield. They're getting beaten in there at the moment, and Riley Calvin has not left his side this whole quarter.
In comes Thomason for Myrtleford, just bombs it to the top of the square. They need Big Riley to use some strength. He crumbed the ball. Run down tackle was brilliant from Catapan. Riccardi had no answers. Myrtleford survive. In fact, the Rovers survive as Boyd chips in board, finds O'Brien, but they're under the pump here, Panda. They're struggling to clear defensive lines.
Not when you have bullet-like kicks out of defence from Lockie O'Brien. How calm was that, showing all his class. He's turned it over, though. The man he kicked it to. And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints can swoop here in the middle of the ground. Pethbridge wins a free kick. Could be a costly turnover. He's got to go back behind his mark, Zach Pethbridge. But the pressure factor, DVAC for the Newey for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints is through the roof.
Oh, if you want a blueprint on how to play finals footy, Panda, you just got to watch Myrt at the moment. Their pressure is absolutely through the roof, and they're relentless around the footy.
Here's Gussie's man, Diesel Beatty.
He's back.
The leg tat. Jake Sharp has turned the footy over. It was a bullet-like kick down the corridor, but Tommy Boyd set himself beautifully in defence. Intercepts, goes to the Ovens River side. O'Brien, inboard kick, finds Charlie Thompson. Oh, hand pass was ordinary. Put Hardy under the pump, and Myrtleford can apply pressure here. Parnell can run through the middle of the Norm Mins. Kicks to a dangerous position on the head of Christie. Out the back, Brady Sharp. Good mark for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints deep in defence. He gets it on in a hurry to Beatty.
Diesel wants to rebound off half-back for the Tricolours, but his kick is a Barry Crocker. Is it out of bounds on the full?
Looks like it is.
It is.
It's probably just the only thing letting Myrt down at the moment is they're organised defensively, their pressure's relentless, their skill at the moment is just letting them down in key areas.
O'Brien rebounds and slingshots the Rovers in towards forward 50. Coming through is Wilson, back onto McCartney now. Wilson needs to keep the Sharon alive. Tied up in the pocket, Banana from downtown. Won't trouble the scorers. Out of bounds on the full after 23 minutes. 15 plays, 9. Myrtleford are in front. David Winky, you mentioned the opening term of Josh Maraca has been elite. What's he at now after 23 minutes?
11 disposals. Has really got on his bike and creating a lot of run through the midfield for Myrtleford.
Certainly is. Myrtleford go long down the far wing. Did he get a little push in the back? He certainly thought so. From Xavier Allison, umpire had other ideas. We've got a boundary throw in on the far side.
Ray White-Wodonga around the grounds. TDFL action, 8 minutes gone. Kiwa lead 1-1-7 to Barnawatha, 1 straight 6. Make that 1-1-7 apiece, Panda.
What's the equation in that game, Gussie?
Winner through to the big dance. Loser will play tomorrow's winner of Yakandanda and Tallangatta.
O'Brien through traffic, onto Hardy. Allison in a hurry, jams it on the boot. Just inside 50, Curtis sets himself in the hole and takes an intercept mark here for the Saints.
Looks to be moving fine as well, Simon Curtis, and you just saw that leg there. Perfect kick in the middle of the ground.
It was, but Ferguson dropped the mark and the Rovers can get him on the rebound here. Catapan in towards Christie, had 2 to beat. Important fist from Del Bosco. McCarthy on the rebound, off a step, drop punt from 45. And it's tugged to the near side for 1- score. 1-4-10 the Rovers. 2-3-15 the Saints. They lead by 5 points. We've had 3 goals in the opening quarter, and we've played 25 minutes for NZ Albury.
David Wink will get some 40 winks as Jake Sharp brings it in from fullback.
14 inside 50s to Myrtleford in this first term. They had 36 for the game last week. So they already nearly got half of their inside 50s that they had in a full game last week.
Myrtleford wouldn't go down the Ovens River side of the ground. It seems to be the area to go. East got a Falcon, then tried to crumb it himself, and he has. He gets Myrtleford up to half forward, but trailing is sharp. Riley couldn't quite get there. McQuain sits in the hole, and now the Rovers want to switch the ball. Mitch Hardy brings it out towards Tom Boyd. Boyd over the top to Del Zotto. They've switched it brilliantly. It's textbook from the Rovers. Del Zotto to McCarthy in front of the interchange gates on the grandstand side. Alex McCarthy for the Rovers. Right foot kick, a lob wedge, inside forward 50. McCartney crumbed the ball, brought it front and square. Run down tackle was brilliant from Beatty. He was pleading for a free kick. Catapan's there, handballs over the top. Here's an opportunity for Del Zotto. He dribbled, and he almost missed the boot. The 5th minor score for the Wangaratta Rovers. 1-5-11 to 2-3-15. Steel line scoreboard, we've played 25 minutes.
And one thing, Winky, we've watched the Rovers the last 2 weeks. They have been inaccurate, and it could come back to bite them here. So 1-5. They kicked 10-20 against Yarrawonga only a couple of weeks ago, Gussie. Del Zotto should be kicking a goal there.
Both sides have been wayward in front of goal.
Yep. Finals footy does funny things. Murray intercepts on the far Ovens River wing here. How many for Sam, please, David?
This would be number 8.
I reckon he's used the footy brilliantly too. On to Thompson. Wheels around on the right. Into the pocket. Damon with brute strength. Got rid of Harrington with ease.
Oh, the whistle was blown very late there.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure whether he was confused if it was a mark or not, the umpire. It was a clear mark. And Damon will have a shot after the siren, quarter time, to give the Rovers a lead.
Definitely a mark. I think the umpire just forgot to blow his whistle, to be honest. But, yeah, no, clear-cut mark. You have a shot after the siren.
So if the Rovers talls can get Riley Smith forward, that's where they can have an impact, because we know Riley loves to do that himself for the Saints. So Ed Damon will kick from 50. It's not going to trouble the scorers. It lands in the goal square. And no score to end the quarter-time score here. 1-5-11 the Rovers. Myrtleford 2-3-15. The Saints have come to play here in the qualifying final in front of a bumper crowd here at the Norm Inns Oval. Stay with us. Second quarter on the other side of this. It's finals footy on A&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
SS&A, this is your place.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
My family means everything. We're always there for each other, sharing adventures and precious moments. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they'll treat you like family too. They're about people, about lives lived and about genuine care, providing professional, creative solutions that celebrate your loved one. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934, caring for local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Had a few little running repairs here on O&M Live. Blake Pandarescott with you. Gus McLeod calling the pants off it. You got David Wink and Dan Vaccaro on the most perfect day for sport you could ask here in the northeast and the border. The North Men's Oval is quarter time of the qualifying final. Hondo Holmes in the opening quarter. Winky.
Yeah, so I mentioned him throughout the quarter. Joshy Maraka's first quarter was unbelievable. 11 touches. He had a lot of them in the first sort of 6-7 minutes of this contest. He was really keen and ready to rock and roll when the ball bounced for the first time. I thought Jared Wallace did a lot of good things too across halfback, especially early in that first term. And then for the Wang Rovers, I thought Lockie McCartney looked really dangerous up forward. He had four shots on goal, was just a little bit inaccurate in front of goal. Could have been a really good turn for him. And I thought Jace McQuaid did a few big fists and a couple of clearing bombs outside the defensive 50 to help the Rovers defence.
Dan Vaccaro was at the Myrtleford Alpine Saints huddle. We could hear Craig Miller through our FX mic, and he was pretty happy with the opening quarter. D-back?
He was right, Panda. I reckon he only spent about 15 seconds with praise, though, because he just said the desperation was perfect, the pressure was perfect, marks inside 50 were good, so their entries were happy, but he goes, it's quarter one. They don't care. The pressure needs to stay afloat for the 4 quarters. It was pretty simple messaging from Funky. Obviously trusts his players, he trusts his skill execution. He wants pressure for all 4 quarters and they'll come away with the points. That was the message he kept reinstating to the Myrtleford boys.
D-Vac, is there a vuvuzela out there?
I can hear, yeah, it's giving me PTSD from the 2010 World Cup, Gus, so yeah. I can hear it somewhere, I just can't locate it at the moment.
Get rid of the vuvuzela.
I'll see what I can do, mate.
For Ray White Wodonga, an A-grade netball score, Yarrawonga 3 over Wodonga 2, and we'll go around the grounds and find some other scores for Ray White Wodonga in some other big finals as well, Gussie.
Kiewa Sandy Creek 3-3-21 to Barnawatha 2-2-14, 19 minutes gone in the TDFL major semi-final.
For our Ovens and King lovers, Warrowley lead 21 over Bright 13 in the Ovens and King. We'll chase some Hume League scores as well when we can.
Hey, D-Vac, your boundary side.
Yes.
Sun-bathed Normin's Oval. How warm is it today out there? Is the heat going to become a factor?
I'm really wrestling with taking my jumper off at the moment. It actually is quite hot at the moment, Gussie, but I reckon after half-time it's going to do that old thing where it gets cool in the afternoon, and I reckon that's what's going to happen.
For Ray White Wodonga, Osborne lead 20 to CDHBU 2 in the Hume League around the grounds. All thanks to Ray White Wodonga.
1-5-11, the Wangaratta Rovers, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, 2-3-15. The umpires, Brenton Paul, Adam Zaskell and Dylan Sidebottom, ready to get proceedings back underway for the second term. It's all thanks to Avis Aubrey with Blake Pandarescott.
Certainly is here on O&M Live. So can Myrtleford produce exactly what they did in that opening quarter for the next 3? Oh, Maraka just picking up where he left off, spinning out of traffic and dribbling the ball inside forward 50. There's a whistle. And there's a free kick, I reckon, against Calveen.
Looked like he was just had a little bit of Murray's jumper there holding, so free kick to Muzz.
So Sam Murray, penetrating kick, going one-handed there was McCarthy, but the Rovers have transferred the footy, or turned it over rather. Smith onto Thomason, leading up in the middle of the ground, goes out wide to Beatty. He's got to use this footy better in the pocket. That's a better kick, Diesel. Front on contact surely against Tom Boyd. It's a free kick to Calveen. Just outside the attacking arc, in front of the grandstand. He's going to sit this on the head of Riley Sharp. Good fist from Ledger. Ball spills towards the middle of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints forward 50. Munro had a little fumble. Ball wouldn't sit for him. Riccardi tackled. Umpire says, I'll have it. In front of the scoreboard, which reads 15 Myrtleford, 11 the Rovers. We've played a minute in the second quarter for Avis Aubrey.
Riley Calveen ahead of the football. It's a move I like. Oh, of course, traditionally been a centre-half back at Myrtleford as the Rovers, via Schulte, kick as far as the eye can see, straight into the Simon Curtis breadbasket, who chips one short. He finds Wallace, smack bang in the middle of the centre square. What are the options presenting? None at far. So he kicks inside 50, Damon's in the hole, flying his Boyd in, like the treatment that he got. Riccardi's lurking, tackling, appealing, won't get holding the ball. Free kick, ball up, I should say, at the top of the goal square here for the Rovers.
Ibis in the house, the big Ibis.
Did walk past the Ibis before, and
it's a serious neck, isn't it?
Oh, and he's got some height, the big Ibis, at his knee, I reckon.
Lurking here is Hardy, dispossessed of the football without it. Thomason with core strength. Whistle from the non-officiating umpire here is going to go the way of Mitch Hardy for a hold. Probably the right decision, Panda, as the Rovers look to switch.
And just for our audience who isn't aware of who the Ibis is, please, Gus.
Toby Murray, brother of Sam, mid-season draft 2 years ago from the Sandville via the Rovers and Henty.
O'Brien running down the wing. Kick is perfect for Brodie Filo, who opted not to mark and wait for the bouncing footy. Pethbridge under the pump here. Look at the Rovers swoop on the Sharon. Pethbridge, beautifully done in defence. Good kick to find Munro. Was that 50? Almost. Munro goes out to the far wing. Here's Truan holding his width. Has an option in front of the footy. It's East. Oh, good fingertip spoil there from Mitch Hardy, because East was out the back, and we have a boundary thrown in between wing and half forward.
You're just starting to notice now both teams trying to really stretch the ground. Obviously, Rovers tried to do it in the last quarter at the end, but both teams now trying to make the ground big and use their run and carry.
Wink, how many for Jackson East?
Jackson East has had 6 in the first term, yet to touch it so far, but it was damaging in the first quarter.
Boundary throw in. Damon and Riley Smith go at it again. Maraka off the deck. Beatty with a clean pickup, but he's set upon straight away by McCarthy. Ball up in between the square and the arc of the 50. Rovers trail 11-15, second quarter for Avis. Here's Gus McLeod for Border Bandag.
Damon won the tap, just trying to take it along for the ride with him. They jump on top of him, will ball the footy up on the 50-metre arc. Divac, it looks as if Jackson East is primarily playing across half forward.
He is, and it's a little bit disappointing because you've got Jackson East playing across half forward, and I want Sam Murray in the engine room, and he's playing across half back, Gus.
Go and razz him up, Divac.
They'll listen to you.
Them up. They will listen.
I don't know if they will.
Here's the Rooster McCarthy at centre-half back for the Rovers. Bring it out to the grandstand side. Now it's a foot race. Wallace has got to get on his bike. He's got Justin Lewis for company. Pushed him under the ball, allowed Catapan to try a pirouette, but Diesel Beatty took the tackle on and wrapped him up in a beauty. We'll ball the footy up in front of our broadcast position. No score after the first change. The Rovers won 5-11. Myrtleford 2-3-15. That's all on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
It's been a low-scoring encounter, but it's been entertaining. So, of course, the low-scoring Dow ones have sort of taken over the second half of the Ovens and Murray season, but this is exciting. Murray, bit of work to do. Good tackle from Calveen. The Myrtleford pressure is electric. Hardy getting don't argue by Calveen. Scrimmage in front of the benches here.
Oh, Mioto!
I like it. I really like it.
Just a couple of the Rovers boys giving a little bit of attention in the way of Calveen as well. He's obviously got the job on Sam Murray, so interesting to see how that plays out, but he's unwavered at the moment.
Ball up on true centre wing. O'Brien swoops on the Sharon. Left foot slipper into the pocket, looking for a teammate of McCartney. Brodie Filo could have set sail for goal. Instead, he chipped it beautifully into the running lap of Sam Catapan resting forward. A beautiful kick from Philo, and Catapan should go back and kick the Rovers second.
Oh, it's just great execution of skill, and that's what we know Rovers are, and that's why I still think they're the best team in it, because their skill just keeps up, even in high-octane pressure footy like this.
Sam Catapan doesn't kick too many goals. He did kick one last week for the Wangaratta Rovers. Directly in front, 20 out, chips it through beautifully, and the Rovers regain the lead here in the qualifying final. 2-5 playing 2-3. It's a 2-point lead. Dan Vaccaro, we'll get back to you soon. Winky, 40 winks.
You mentioned that role Riley Calvin's playing on Sam Murray. He still had the 12 touches, Sam Murray, but Calvin following absolutely everywhere, even to the bench.
Yeah, he's not giving him a metre, Wink, and I don't know, I think Myrtleford will be almost happy that he's getting his kicks off half-backs and not starting in the midfield. We know how stacked they are. We obviously just saw Catters there, but they've also got Charlie Thompson and Mitch Hardy, who I think is the best mid in the league. But it's interesting to see. He's not having a huge impact off half-back, Sam.
I'd love to see him go into the middle and see if Calvin will go with him.
I agree.
So a ball of footy back up in the middle of the ground with a 2-point lead to the brown and gold. Munro's gone into the midfield to try and assert some dominance, but the Rovers break away. Ellison set sail in the Will Christie direction. Brady Sharp went back with courage. Handball over the top to Big Will. Ducked into a tackle and got the free kick. He ducked into the tackle, lured the umpire in, D-Vac, and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints will be dirty on that one.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Gussie lured him in and used his craft and got the free kick, so he's going to have a set shot. You'd think he'd get it 20 metres out, slide angle.
I reckon Liv Lespina's brought a vuvuzela. She ordered him last year. I'll speak to her about that during the week.
I'll have a word to Ambo. He's just near me at the moment.
Just can it, please.
Christie's going to snap across his body. He looked flustered, but he snuck it through. Back-to-back goals for the Wangaratta Rovers, and they extend the margin 23-15.
And there's no real, sorry to interrupt, David, but there's no real secret as to Rovers' last couple of goals. Ed Damon's starting to get on top in the middle. There was the last couple of clearances in the ruck there. Ed Damon sort of took ownership of that. So we know how good Riley Smith's been for a quarter and a bit, but Ed Damon the last 5 minutes has been pretty dominant.
3 inside 50s in their second term, 2 goals for the Wangaratta Rovers.
So Will Christie, that is his 48th sausage roll for the year for Big Will. You expect him to feature in the Team of the Year in 2026. Probably stiff to miss out last year. So the Rovers with a goal and a bit break here. Back in the middle, Damon, was he tackled high? Umpire said no. Myrtleford feel like getting the wrong end at the moment. Damon trying to push Riley Sharp under the footy. Delzotto getting busy here for the Rovers. Wilson brought down by Beatty on the point of the square, favouring the Rovers, and we'll have a ball up. Ovens, Riverside of the Normins, good crowd. I reckon pushing 2,000, I would say, here.
Yeah, I reckon very close to 2, Panda.
Riley Sharp around the corner, exiting kick. Almost marking was Gorman. Del Bosco lending a hand, retreats back to East. East takes the advantage. Left foot down the line, Thomason. A free kick for a
chop of the arms.
Chop of the arms. Thank you, D-Vac, for the newie. Thomason in a hurry into a one-on-one. Got it in quick. And Brady Sharp. Is that Brady Sharp? Sorry, it's Regan Gorman. Regan Gorman has marked in front of the scoreboard.
What a revelation this bloke is, Panda. Couldn't get a game in the Wangaratta Rovers 2s. Now is playing against their 1s in a final.
Footy's a funny game, Gussie.
That is so bizarre.
So Regan Gorman in front of the scoreboard. He'll have to kick from right on 50. It's a high ball. It's not going to get the journey. Riley Smith sets himself. Good fist from Ledger. And the Rovers have the numbers at the fall of the footy.
Spills out towards the Ovens River side of the ground. Beatty's in pursuit. So too Lockie McCartney. The boundary line will beat them all to it. We'll bring it back into play between centre wing and half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Down to you, Dan Vaccaro, boundary side for the newie.
Yeah, and those listening, the conditions are absolutely perfect down here. So it's been pretty clean. It's high-pressure footy, and Rovers just starting to move the ball a little bit cleaner this quarter.
Sharp in the ruck, flew up uncontested, put the ball in towards space. Now East comes through. Underground hand pass, searching for Sharp. Now they retreat backwards to Del Bosco. Inside 50, Thomason flew, had a crack at it. Trying to impact here is Gorman, but the Rovers have too many numbers. Mitch Hardy on the 40 wings, fed it on to Parnell with a high up and under. He sets sail long down the Ovens River wing. Flying across the contest was McCartney. Now it falls for Brodie Filo. The Rovers have it at half forward. Need a clean pick up here from Lewis with a don't argue. Getting it on the outside of the boot for a banana. In dispute at the top of the goal square. Big tackle applied. We'll ball it up. My goodness, Juzzy Lewis looks certain to hit the goal there.
Divac's gone walkabout, Gussie.
He has. Come back, Daniel.
Ball up. Top of the goal square here for the Rovers. And another ball up as Christie and Sharp.
Where's he gone?
Who knows? He's just gone complete walkabout.
Have you lost your notes, Dan?
His notes are next to me, for starters.
Boys, I'm just trying to do my job. Harry McGonigal's on the bench getting a strapped ankle at the moment, so I just wanted to get a report on that.
He's
good. Shoot me.
There's a free kick here for holding the ball, going to go the way of the Wang Rovers. And Dylan Wilson directly in front. So this will be 3 in a row if he can bang this one here through for the Wangaratta Rovers. And there's a bit of feeling in this game, David Wink.
There certainly is. It's finals footy, Panda, and the heat has certainly been turned up.
So Dill Wilson has been a goal kicker in season 2026. He's kicked 15, so going at just less than a goal a game for a small forward. Not that bad. Approaches brilliant, and the finish up to the challenge. 3 in the row for the Wang Rovers. And they lead by 14 points for Steerline. We have gone 11 minutes in the second quarter.
Starting to flex their muscle a little bit here. 4 inside 50s now for the 3 goals. Really efficient and really strong football from the Wangaratta Rovers.
Yeah, they're completely dominating at the moment, Rovers. I feel like just Myrtleford's pressure just dropped a little bit, and Rovers being such a skillful team are going to make you pay. They're spreading the ground pretty good off half-back, and going forward, they're pretty faultless at the moment.
David Wink, give us some 40 winks.
Well, Mitch Hardy's had 5 disposals in this second term, so no wonder the Rovers are getting control of the game. He's up to 13 for the match.
Back in the middle of the ground, Munro gets his hands on the Sharon. Now the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. McPherson inside forward 50. Riccardi hasn't done a heap to start the qualifying final. Fumbled at the crucial moment. Ledger went searching for the coach in Murray. Heads towards the boundary line. They want to get it out of bounds. Now Riccardi happy to do so. Boundary throw in across half forward. What's the latest on McMonigal, Dan Vaccaro?
Could not tell if he was either getting his ankle strapped or just getting some blisters taped up on the back of his foot, but he's got the boots off, and he's just having a breather at the moment.
Needs the Vaseline.
Needs the Vaso. The Vaso was out, so I'm starting to think it might just be some blisters.
New footy boots, perhaps, D-Vac?
Yeah, well, that's a pain in the backside, isn't it?
Bring him out for the finals, the new boots, Gussie.
It's a mistake.
Here's Myrtleford in the hands of Sharp Jake. Not known for his lateral movement at the best of times, but without an ACL, he's doing well to stand up. No love lost between these two sides. They are going in hell for leather. Any possible chance they can get. On centre wing, Riley Sharp won the ruck contest. And we'll ball the footy out once again. 4-5-29 the Rovers, Myrtleford 2-3-15. We played 13 minutes, Panda, on the NZ Albury time clock. So Hardy gets the ball, searching for O'Brien, paddles it to his own advantage, the Morris medalist, then soccers it off the ground. Curtis read it well and sat in the hole, clears defensive lines for Myrtleford, long down the line. Damon had East for company, and East made him impact. Heading towards the boundary line, Maraka, he looks gassed, he looks out on his feet. Boundary throw in on true centre wing, D-Vac.
It just looks like Rovers go to another level when Riley Smith's out of that ruck. He's resting forward at the moment, and the Rovers midfield in Hardy and O'Brien's running through there at the moment. Has gone up to another level when they have that ruckman out.
Almost 14 minutes gone in this second quarter. 3 goals to the way of the Wangaratta Rovers. They're just starting to get going and send a message to the rest of the competition. O'Brien on the head of Will Christie. Good tussle between him and Brady Sharp, who gets a handball receive here. Exiting kicks nice to his brother, Jake Sharp, in the right back pocket. Going to give it back to Brady. Under the pump here, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Trail by 14 points after leading at quarter time for Avis Albury. The Rovers have him hemmed in here. The grandstand side of the Normans. Big fly from Agosta, rose above the pack. Mark or a free kick for a marking impede. Take your pick. And Riley Sharp, dangerous skimboard kick to find Brady. He switches aggressively. Finds Simon Curtis on the Ovens River side. The umpires have been a little late to blow the whistle on occasions for marks today.
Maybe a new whistle for the umpires, Pounder. The ball's not lubricated enough in there.
Curtis gets a handball receive here. On to Riley. Steady now, Winky. Maraca, inboard kick. Wilson through the hands, and the Rovers win it at half-back.
You could see my mind ticking over.
I could.
Catapan, dangerous handball. Thompson was up to the task. Rovers clear the ball long down the line, but there's plenty of tricolours. Ferguson wrapped up in a tackle. Will ball the footy up. David Wink, 40 winks.
Yeah, Charlie Thompson, he's up to 9 disposals for the game. He's one that I think the Rovers would want to get into the game a little bit more. He's been really damaging in his 2 seasons at the Rovers.
So Thompson turned the ball over directly to Truan, who wants to rebound and kick inside forward 50. Riley Smith resting forward, has a chance to snap across his body, the big ruckman. He opts to kick it towards grass. Calvin, Murray for the Rovers. Allison mops up, handballs towards the boundary line. Looking for a clean pick up here is Lockie O'Brien. Left foot kicks, a beautiful kick. He's one of the best field kicks in the competition. The Morris medalist finds Dylan Wilson in front of the interchange gates. 29 plays 15 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. He goes down the line for Booth. And Ferguson got there and saw it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Down to you, Divac. Thanks to the newie.
Could almost have a disposal here, boys, but it looks like Rovers have definitely gone to that other level, and you put your finger on Riley Smith not rucking, and Rovers are giving him a good old touch-up at the moment in the centre of the ground.
Boundary throw-in. Riley Sharp done a lot of work in the ruck in this second quarter. Thompson out the back of the throw-in. Kick not great. Over the head of his intended target, Brody Filo. And Curtis mops up here for the Saints. Like something out on the far wing. It's Truan. Ovens Riverside starting to get busy in this second quarter. Good inboard kick to Riley Sharp, who has Del Bosco running right past him. Down the height, a little over the head of Riley Smith. Good contest between him and Sharp. Riccardi setting himself for a snap-on goal. Ledger got him the other way when he wasn't looking. Thomason's kick towards goal was smothered. Smith under the pump here for the Rovers. Goes by hand to Damon, who didn't take possession of the footy and then hacks it out of defence straight down the middle of the Normins. And here come the Rovers through Lockie O'Brien.
And he goes for a handballing option. It could be a good one as the Rovers set sail inside 50. Brady Sharp and Christie. Christie and Brady Sharp. The ball beats it to the boundary. And it's a boundary throw-in front of the club rooms.
I'll tell you what, that's why he's a Morris medalist. Boys, that work there by Lockie O'Brien was exquisite in the middle of the ground. Just to weave out of opponents and get a forward 50 for Rovers. He's a superstar.
Up to 11 disposals for the game. Had 33 last week and was probably in the best handful of players on the ground. The Myrtleford guys really need to line up on Lockie O'Brien.
Sharp in the ruck, got it down towards Maraca, who used the left boot to clear defensive lines. Truan's in a foot race here. He's got Del Zotto on his heels. But it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So goals here in the second term, all to the Rovers. Catapan, Christie and Wilson, 29 plays 15 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. We'll get a Ray White-Wodonga netball update when we can from Blake Penderesco.
Yarrawonga 16, Wodonga 7, showing all their finals experience, Gussie.
High free kick's going to be paid here to the Tricolours. They're going to get the ball on the edge of the centre square, Panda, and it's going to be the other Morris medalist, Jackson East.
Good kick, pinpoint kick to Truan, and this is where it can open up here for Myrtleford. Oh, the kick from Truan was a strange one into the space of the left forward pocket. There was no one there within 50 metres of the ball. Him and his teammates not on the right page at all then, Dan Vaccaro, as the ball goes over the chalk for a boundary throw-in.
Well, the general area where it was going was wrong, but I think the execution of the kick was wrong as well. So probably lucky to get the throw-in there, Mert.
Extremely lucky. Boundary throw-in to the right of the scoreboard. Deep in attack here for Myrtleford, who have not kicked a goal since the 14th minute mark of the opening quarter. They're doing the second term for Avis Aubrey. Ball up, still inside the Saints attacking 50. Need the next one. Otherwise, it could be real danger signs in the qualifying final. Of course, the Maggies await the winner. Lewis getting busy in defence for the Rovers. Exiting kick. Sharp caught one across the chops. Umpire said play on. Truan lending a hand. Brought down by McMonagle. That should have been holding the ball. Umpire said play on. He says I'll have it out there on the far wing. The Rovers, the only 3 goals in this second quarter. They lead 29-15 at the 19th minute mark for NZ Aubrey.
Myrtleford need one, and they need one quick. Tracking this one is Zach Petherbridge towards his own defensive 50. Nice work from McCartney. Tackles him out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Down to you, D-Vac. What's the latest at ground level?
Yeah, well, just a general report. Simon Curtis has come off for a rest. He's no icing on his quad or anything like that, so he's absolutely fine. He's playing a good game across half-back as well.
So boundary throw-in on the Ovens River side. 55 metres out from Rovers' goal. Hardy just couldn't quite pick the footy up. with pressure around him as Damon kicks inside 50. Murray looks like he's gone forward, has a chance to put on his left. Oh, the coach is good. Cream rises to the top. The Rovers have 4 on the bounce, and Murray's on the scoreboard. And Murray has just undone all of his brilliance. That was silly from Sam Murray.
Yep.
I reckon he flattened Diesel Beatty in his celebration. Beatty might have been a bit soft in going down, but it's going to be a free kick straight out of the guts.
He hit him with a decent amount of force, Gus, to be honest. He got him behind the back and, yeah, just ill discipline from the coach.
He was excited.
I reckon it was Riley Calveen.
It was Calveen.
Apologies.
I don't reckon that there was a whole lot of force in that DVAX.
I would have gone down.
Well, watch the
Yeah,
replay.
that's no shock to anyone, Dan.
He's just letting him know that, hey, you're tagging me and I've kicked a goal against you. As Myrtleford go inside forward 50, I don't mind it from Sam. Imposing figure. Parnell clears defence with a floater out to the far side. It lands in the lap of Harry McMonigal. They are showing all their finals class here in this second quarter of the Rovers. Kick to half forward wasn't great though. Pethbridge the only number for the Saints. Down the far wing, Truan jumped up high and got the footy at its highest point.
And I reckon Pethbridge is going to have Sam Murray when he's forward as well now.
He's been their best player, Zach Pethbridge.
Yep.
I reckon today so far.
Super defender.
Harrington, not a great kick, turns the footy over as Thompson tracks back here for the Wangaratta Rovers. So the cleanliness of the Myrtleford ball use we saw in the first quarter has dropped right off. Their pressure's dropped off, and that's why they trail 35-15 and have a big task to get back into this game at the 21st minute mark of the second term.
They certainly do, Panda. They trail by a game-high lead of 20 points. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints haven't kicked a goal since the 15-minute mark of the opening term. They need to find one before half-time comes and swing momentum back into their favour. The Rovers go down the Ovens River side of the ground, high up and under. Oh, McCarthy, elite body and paint. Mark of the day as he flew across a pack and took a strong mark out in front. Plays on the right boot, kicks to half forward. Ed Damon couldn't quite get there. Schulte in pursuit. Yeah, the Magpies are swooping here.
They scared the absolute crap out of me.
So did I. The bird box is going to be taken to a whole new level.
Literally. A renovated bird box, if you don't mind, Gussie.
Yeah, it's no longer the bird box.
No.
Is there power in there yet?
The power's here. It's
Yeah.
just downstairs.
And it just doesn't work.
Oh, the power doesn't work. That's good.
Damon won the tap, hit it across his shoulder towards grass. Allison got there first. Got it onto Thompson, who retreats via hand. O'Brien shakes and bakes and kicks the ball from 80 to the top of the goal square for the Rovers. Murray stayed at the back of the contest. Flying through was a free kick. Is it Wilson?
Yep, Dylan Wilson caught one
Dylan
high.
Wilson caught one high. And it's a free kick, and the Rovers look certain to bang through their 5th in a row.
Had an impeded view there of the kick, but definitely looked high. And there's another player down at the moment, a Rovers player, so it's just boiling over a little bit here. And I reckon Pethbridge and Murray on each other too won't help that cause because they're both fiery characters. So
Certainly will. I reckon the tag needs to go on.
well,
on
Murray
Sam
has just come off for just a well-earned rest at the moment. He's all smiles.
I would be too if I were him.
Dylan Wilson looking for his 2nd in the second term. He's become a formidable part of this Rovers forward line, the small. To the club room's end.
Just a few choice words.
I reckon
Steers it
Jake Sharp's given away a 50. Doesn't matter, Gussie.
Doesn't matter. Straight to the big sticks here.
And sorry, boys, just a few choice words from Murray to the Myrtleford bench as well. So couldn't make out exactly what he said, but a few expletives.
The kick won't actually count because the 50 was paid before he took the shot on goal.
Yep.
So now, after kicking the goal, Wilson has to go back and have a shot from directly in front with the man on the mark on the goal line.
So that score does not count.
Does not count.
Can't we just count the score?
Common sense isn't all that common. Dan Vaccaro.
Wowee.
So Wilson, gee, wouldn't want to miss from here. Steps up to the plate, kicks it on the back of the roof. The netball courts will get one, and it's through the big sticks. Dylan Wilson has kicked his 2nd on O&M Live. 41 plays 15. It's getting out of hand now.
10 inside 50s for the Rovers. They've been extremely efficient when they've gone inside there, but Lockie O'Brien, 7 disposals this quarter. Ed Damon, 6. Charlie Thompson, 7. Sam Murray, 6. Mitch Hardy, 7. All the big guns for the Rovers getting involved in this second term and really dominating this second term for the game. Dan.
He's a class act, O'Brien. Scott Pendlebury liking the way he handles the footy and he moves in heavy traffic as well. He's been one of the best players on the ground.
Hitting form at the right time of the year. He was probably their best player last week, Lockie O'Brien.
Almost felt like he did that last year as well, Penny. He grew into the season really well.
Leads by 26 points. The only 5 goals of this second quarter, the Wang Rovers, sending a serious message to the rest of the competition and their mates across the road that, hey, we're going to take some beating as Myrtleford go inside 50, a rare mark inside 50 in this quarter, and Lockie Mioto must kick this goal, 45 out. Not very tight angle at all, Divac.
Yeah, Mioto just trailed in there, so just a little lapse in concentration from Rovers, and going to give Myrtleford a set shot. You don't want to let him back into the contest after being so dominant in that second term, Panda.
Putting together an excellent first real full season of senior footy, Lockie Mioto, but this has to go through. Biggest kick of his career. Drop punt on the way is going to land in the goal square. Big pack of players form. Maracas down there. They pile in over the Sharon. The umpire says, I'll have it in the goal square for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who haven't kicked a major since the 14th minute of the first quarter. We're not far away from half-time. Riley Sharp was allowed to just grab that footy out of the ruck. Tried to stroll into an open goal as the Rovers rush it across the line for a minor score. That's their first score of the quarter, Gussie. It's a rush behind at the 25th minute mark, 2-4-16 to 6-5-41, Rovers up.
Disappointing there from Myrtleford. They would have loved to have converted and got themselves on the board in the second term. 2-4-16 to 6-5-41. Second term for Avis Aubrey. Dangerous kick in from full back, but up to the challenge was Tom Boyd with vice-like hands. He marks on the 50. Defensive side in front of the scoreboard, and he chips down the line with a pretty ordinary pass. It's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw. We'll get some 40 wings from David Wink. Where is this game going wrong for the Tricolours?
Well, they just haven't had any of the ball in their half of the ground. They've only had the 6 inside 50s in this second term compared to the Rovers 10. But every time the Rovers go in, they score a goal. They've kicked 5 goals in this second term.
Smith in the ruck, won it down as the siren sounds for half-time here in the qualifying final. And the Wangaratta Rovers, after a dominant second term, lead proceedings at half-time. 6-5-41 to Myrtleford, 2-4-16 at the rain break. Stick with us, the half-time show coming your way next here on qualifying finals Saturday on O&M Live. 1494 2AY, 102.1 Edge FM and Snap Print Solutions O&M TV. It's O&M Live where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Patrol. It's out there.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
SS&A, this is your place.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
My family means everything. We're always there for each other, sharing adventures and precious moments. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they'll treat you like family too. They're about people, about lives lived and about genuine care, providing professional, creative solutions that celebrate your loved one. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934, caring for local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
The first qualifying final between Wangaratta Rovers and Myrtleford. This is the halftime show for Elders Rural. And on the 40 Wing stat sheet today is the People's Midget, David Wink. Look, wasn't a half a footy that's going to break any records, David, but high pressure and Rovers put their foot on the throat early.
Oh, and that's what finals footy is, the high pressure, and you've used the word high octane, Dan. You've also been reading the dictionary this week.
Got it off Armo, actually. He did a few games last year. We always used to laugh at him because he said it every game, and now I'm doing it.
But, no, look, it's high-pressure footy, and, one team's going to crack under that pressure, and it looked like the Myrtleford Saints cracked a little bit under the pressure there with 5 goals to the Rovers, but, they're a good side. They're still going to come out and put a fight up in the second half, and it's not out of the realms that they can come back in this one, but the Rovers really put their foot down in that second term.
Well, I guess what went wrong, Winky, is we listened I listened to Funky at quarter time, and the first quarter Myrtleford's pressure was unbelievable, and their defensive setup was pretty organised as well. The one thing that was letting them down was their skill execution, and we just had the feeling if that pressure dropped, Myrtleford were going to be in a little bit of trouble, and I think Funky sort of leaned into that a little bit, is that pressure needs to last that whole 4 quarters. It didn't, and that's when Rovers really made the most of that second quarter. They were clean. You gave a little bit more time and space to blokes like Lockie O'Brien, who I thought was fantastic. Sam Murray now had a little bit more freedom. He can go forward, he can go back. He might even have a run in the midfield the next half now too. But as soon as that pressure dropped, we really just saw the cream rise to the top, didn't we?
Yeah, he certainly did, but it was similar sort of last week from a skill execution point of view, but also a decision-making point of view, and it hasn't been as bad as it was last week. Funky spoke to us after the game that the skill execution wasn't up to scratch, and he certainly made that clear after the game that he wasn't happy with that, along with the rest of his coaching staff. But it was something they were going to go to work on during the week, but it's just that pressure from the Wang Rovers that forces those turnovers. But,
Yep.
I mean, 8 intercept marks for the Wang Rovers in the first half. They only averaged 12 for the whole season, which it puts them 8th in the competition. So they're not a really high intercept mark team. They've already had 8.5 of footy, which is not really what they do. But last week it was very similar in the way that Myrtleford turned the ball over in areas that you don't want to turn the ball over.
The other thing I thought was a little bit concerning was as soon as Riley Smith went out of the ruck and rested forward, that was when Rovers midfielders really went to work. Do you read anything into that? He spent a lot of time up forward. That was almost a whole quarter. Winks, and then late he got into a couple of contests there. Do you reckon he's a little bit sore, or is that just part of the plan?
I would probably say it's part of the plan because he's so dangerous when he is up forward. I mean, I thought Riley Sharp created a good contest as well, but Ed Damon really took advantage. He had 6 disposals in that second term, But what he was doing, he was moving Riley Sharp out of the way and trying to grab the ball out of the ruck and throw the ball in his boot to get a bit of territory for his side and get the ball out in open space for his runners.
He's a super player, Ed Damon. That's the voice of David Winks on the 40 Winks stat sheet today. And speaking of 40 Winks, we might get a little bit of a overview of the stat winners that half, David.
Yeah, so the leading possession winner on the ground is Sam Murray with, Mitch Hardy's got 16. Sam Murray with 14 for the Wang Rovers. Lockie O'Brien and Charlie Thompson with 13 apiece. And then Ed Damon with 10. And then for Myrtleford, Joshy Maraka, 14. He only had the 3 touches in that second term after dominating in the first term. And then Simon Curtis with 12. Jackson East with 13. Riley Smith with 5. Spent a lot of that second term up forward. And Matty Munro had 7 touches as well for the Saints.
Yeah, beautiful. And some goal kickers as well from Myrtleford, Riley Sharp, McCartney and Agosta as well. They're the kickers there. And obviously for Rovers, you got Catapan, Christie, Wilson, Murray, and Wilson, he's kicked 2 that half. So fantastic showing there by Wang Rovers. And then around the grounds, we've got some AFL updates. We've got the one AFL, the wildcard game last night, which was Bulldogs, 3-point winners over Collingwood. I don't reckon anyone in Australia, apart from Collingwood supporters, will be upset with that result, David.
No, I don't think so. And that was probably after quarter time. That was a pretty tough, brutal game of footy. Both sides put their best foot forward in that one. I thought it was brilliant. And the obviously wild card first time around, first game, going to a kick after the sign. The AFL would be pretty stoked, I think.
Absolutely. Small sample size, but great success thus far. And let's go back to this game because we're going to put your coach's hat on, David, and you're going to be Funky Miller for the next 30 seconds. What do Mert need to do in the second half to get back into the contest? Is it as simple as your pressure's got to lift? I feel like you need a little bit more to beat Rovers.
Yeah, it's certainly pressure is one aspect that really stood out in the first term that Myrtleford did really well and then restricted the Rovers because they couldn't get any clear space with the ball. But I think they just needed to be a little bit more daring too. I mean, I know we've spoken about them turning the ball over a few times, but the only way you're going to beat this Rovers team is by kicking a score.
Risk losing by 50.
Correct. Like we spoke before the game, the Rovers, I think, hold teams to 53 points or 54 points.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to have to kick 100 points to beat them. So Myrtleford are going to have to really put the foot down, take the game on through the middle of the ground and sort of really throw their hat in the ring and try to play aggressive footy and slingshot footy.
And I guess Rovers need to be onto that as well. They know they're going to take that aggressive approach in the second half and try and lift that pressure, but they've just got to rely on their skill execution. And that's what they've done all season. When they play their best footy, that is what they've done. As you've got some around the grounds. Netball update for us, David.
Yeah, for Ray White, Elders, Wodonga Bulldogs 20, you trail the Yarrawonga Pigeons 25. They come back. I reckon that one was about 16-4 or something when we went around the grounds earlier. So the Bulldogs have come back in that one. We also know they're a young side. The Pigeons have been there and done that for many years. So the Bulldogs back in that contest here at the Wangaratta Showgrounds.
What a great season from the young Wodonga netballers as well. We talked about some of their young stars and recruits as well. So they're finally climbing up the ladder. And we look ahead to tomorrow's game as well. We've obviously got Bulldogs and Yarra at the Berrylea Park. David, you did some of your best work down at Berrylea Park for a few years back in the day when you were a little bit smaller. But how do you see that matchup going tomorrow?
Oh, I didn't do any good work there, Dan. But, no, I think that's going to be a contest. Wodonga Bulldogs obviously would be disappointed with how they played last week. I actually run into Jared Twitt this week at APCO and had a bit of a chat with him. And he just
good man, Twitty.
They just said Wangaratta were too good. So they'll be ready and fighting to bounce back, the Wodonga Bulldogs. But Yarrawonga Pigeons just keep fronting up and keep proving us wrong, really. Like the amount of injuries they have, it wouldn't surprise me either way. I've gone the Bulldogs because I think the Hudson Garoni factor is massive.
Yep.
Brad Ryan absolutely smothered your man Spitzy 2 weeks ago at the JC Low. I reckon Spitzy would have had 5 touches and did not look like getting a shot on goal. It'll be interesting to see whether Yarrawonga go with that move again or whether Brad Ryan, who is big enough, then goes across and plays on Hudson. So it'll be interesting to see that move. If I was Lee Williams, I'd probably go that move again and try and work another matchup with Huddy. But
If Brad Ryan does go to Spitzy, that'll be such a mouth-watering matchup. The fact that he gave him a bath last time, I reckon makes it even more intriguing to see if Noah's done anything to plan ahead for that. He seems to be pretty intelligent on the footy field, Noah. I don't know how intelligent he is off it. I know him pretty well. But on the footy field, he's got some footy smarts, and that'll be a really good matchup there. And with Dongo, I remember speaking to Jack O'Sullivan last week about Wang, and just to blow their trumpet a little bit more, just because they've been so amazing. He goes, their midfielders are just too big. Like what Chris Knowles was doing in the ruck, that would happen at higher. Because obviously with Donga's midfield, you got Jack O'Sullivan, you got Noah Bradshaw, you've only got Georgie who was small. But look, I didn't really think about it until I looked at it. Look at their midfielders, how big they are. Like, you got Tyson Young, you got Jackson Clark, you got Joel Stevens. They all stand over 6 foot. Dan Sharrock as well. Like, they are an absolute beast of a football side, Wings.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Dan. They're a big unit in that midfield group, and they're damaging in front of the ball as well.
That is the voice of David Wink. We've done some around the grounds. We've done some stats. Have you got some team stats for us, David?
I certainly do, Dan. Myrtleford actually lead the centre clearances 5-4, so that's been a bit of a surprise as we know how good the Rovers are in the middle of the ground. 22 inside 50s apiece for both sides, so that's interesting. Pretty even in that sense. And then 5 marks inside 50, Myrtleford lead, Wang Rovers 3. And then Wang Rovers, as mentioned earlier, had the 8 intercept marks and 5 intercept marks to Myrtleford.
Some more around the grounds as well. The reserves that were played here earlier was Wangaratta 6-1-37, losing to Albury 14-9-93 Wing. So that is a huge win from them. And your man, Connor Newnham, he kicked a handy 3. Superstar. And then as we go to the thirds, it was Wangaratta over Rovers. The derby here at the Wangaratta Showgrounds, it was 10-8-68 Wangaratta to Wang Rovers 6-9-45. So good win there.
And a familiar name, Hamish Laverty, younger brother of Xavier, kicked 4 goals in that win for the Wang Magpies. I think Panda and Gussie said before the game that the Wang Rovers the Wang Magpies, kicked the last 5 goals in that contest to get the job done in that thirds clash earlier this morning.
Wow. So that's another Laverty, a very, I'm sure he's skillful like his brother, and he kicks bags of goals. And David, have we found the culprit of the Vuvuzela yet? Because it is annoying the absolute shit out of me, to be honest.
No, I don't. But Gus McLeod is yet to return
on that. If we can get Gus on the case there and find that Vuvuzela, because it's bringing back some 2010 World Cup PTSD. As we see the umpires come out. That'll be a wrap for our halftime show for Elders Rule. On the other side of the break, Eddie's the second half of this qualifying final. When on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Inspired, how about that? This
time for this. Not every driver is drawn to it. But for the ones who are, patrol. It's out there.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
SS&A, this is your place.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
My family means everything. We're always there for each other, sharing adventures and precious moments. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they'll treat you like family too. They're about people, about lives lived and about genuine care, providing professional, creative solutions that celebrate your loved one. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934, caring for local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Third term about to get underway for Wiesners. Any farm gear you need in terms of silage, of course. Gussie loves all that sort of stuff as we head towards spring. Our man Guzzler, he's all over that sort of stuff.
Third generation farmer.
Absolutely, a Blackburn farmer.
You wouldn't know what a pair of gumboots and a shovel looks like, Angus.
He has a Yeti drink bottle. That'll be about it.
That he does.
You blokes just stay in your lane.
Yeah. Third quarter about to get underway here on O&M Live for Wiesners, and the Rovers are in full control. Kicked the only 5 goals of that second quarter. They lead 41-16.
Hopefully the umpires have lubricated the whistle balls, Gus.
Yep.
Moving on.
And hopefully Myrtleford come to play.
Yeah, in this third quarter, because we want a contest during the qualifying final. Of course, the Wangaratta Magpies just want these two sides to beat the living crap out of each other, because they will play the winner of this game, and the loser will face off against the winner of tomorrow's elimination final, which you will get once again on 2AY Edge FM and O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. Every final live stream straight into your lounge room, your mobile phone, your radio, your old wireless Gussie, your tractor, whatever. We have you covered here on O&M Live, and for free. Don't need to pay a cent.
Won't pay on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing. Live, free and exclusive. D-Vac, any positional changes? I've noticed Brodie Riccardi's right up onto a wing.
Brodie Riccardi's sitting on a wing at the moment. Riley Smith back into the ruck, which is what Mert need, and given first use. They played their best footy when he was rucking.
I reckon East has gone into the midfield too, Panda.
Jackson East in the engine room, and I'll have a look out for Sam Murray as well. He looks to be up forward.
Here we go, the third term on O&M Live is thanks to Wiesners. In the guts, the Rovers want to get things going their way. Off the ground went Damon, got it up to half forward. McMonigal was in pursuit, clothesline tackle. Free kick against Simon Curtis to go to Justin Lewis for the Rovers. So the Rovers get the first inside 50. Lewis plays on, sets out of the hot spot. They need a fly, they need a jumper. Christie was there, crumbed from McMonigal across the face for a minor score. So the Rovers have started with a vengeance, 6-6-42 to 2-4-16 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Sorry, boys, just on Sam Murray. Started half back. Looks like Jared Wallace is running with him at the moment, so just keep your eyes peeled for that one.
Dan Vaccaro down to the boundary for the best pub in the world, the Newmarket Hotel. D-Vac will be lining up a big palmy later on there.
Oh, anyone want to join me?
Mate, you and I
No,
can go halves.
thanks, Dan.
They are a genuine home sender, the size of the palmies at the Newmarket Hotel. So Curtis with the kick-in duties. jumping at the footy was Thomason, who's come down on his leg. He looks a bit proppy, Cooper Thomason. Watch that. Catapan clean bowled him. Lewis beeline the Sharon. Brought down at a big tackle, dispossessed, and holding the ball free kick, going to go the way of Damon Harrington.
Just a little stinger from Thomason. He seems to be jogging all right now, but he's clutched at it again, so let's keep an eye out.
Yeah, it looked to be a quad of some sort, so it looked to be in a little bit of a niggle. Here he is here on cue, and just when the footy's coming your way, you look pretty good, don't you, Cooper?
Yeah, he's fine now, boys.
The umpire took a very long time to blow that whistle, and he said, I'll have it. A stoppage on true centre wing. No score. We've played almost 2 minutes, Gussie, for Border Bandag in the third quarter.
So the Rovers with Rooster McCarthy go the torpedo punt up to half forward. Pethybridge in pursuit here. Tries to paddle it to himself. Ended up soccering it on the left boot. Long down the line to a foot race. McCarthy got there. Bit of a back heel. To no real prevail. Through the interchange gates in front of Dan Vaccaro for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, could almost get a touch here, boys, and the intensity is pretty good. Both teams are sort of running around. The intensity for Myrtleford's pretty high at the moment.
So a boundary throw-in on centre wing in front of the grandstand. Smith was ragdolled there by Damon. Umpire said both were hanging on. Thompson through the telephone booth for the Rovers, turned over to East, appealing for a free kick as he went searching via hands for Riccardi. Now it's Schulte for the Rovers, inside 50. Has to be a free kick, is a free kick. Brady Sharp not overly happy, and it's going to go the way of Will Christie. It was a clear free kick for mine, 15 metres out directly in front.
Definitely a free kick, but I think earlier the free kick on Riley Smith was definitely there as well, manhandled by Damon in that throw-in as well.
So the Rovers look to have picked up where they left off in the opening term. And if Will Christie can salute, it'll be 6 consecutive goals for the Wangaratta Rovers against the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 10 metres out, straight through the high diddle, and the Rovers are going to be hard to beat on qualifying final Saturday. 7-6-48 to 2-4-16. 3 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
They're just dominating at the moment. The Rovers, since quarter time, have not really put one single foot wrong. And it's all through the middle of the ground. Mitch Hardy, 16 touches. Charlie Thompson, 13. Lockie O'Brien, 13. Ed Damon has had 12 touches out of the ruck, and it has been really effective across the clearances. They're just ticking a lot of boxes at the moment, boys.
49 goals for Will Christie in 2026. He's heading towards back-to-back 50-plus goal seasons in the ovens of Murray. And here come the brown and gold again. Left foot out of the middle of the ground. McCarthy kicks the ball to full forward. Looking for that man Christie once again. Ferguson, bit of work to do in the left back pocket, trailing after the foot. Sees it across the line for a boundary throw in attack here for the Wangaratta Rovers. I like the use of Alex McCarthy in at centre bounce, D-Vac.
Yeah, I love it. He's that big body, big frame, and he has that defensive mindset as well. So we can let the other guys, like obviously Charlie Thompson and Mitch Hardy, do their thing forward of the footy.
And now he's rucking, is Alex McCarthy. East. All dropped the footy. Wilson snuck up behind and grabbed him holding the ball. And Dylan Wilson, who has already kicked 2 goals today, will line up. He'll kick from the paint of 50, only 5 or 6 metres in from the boundary.
It'll take some leg, but skillful operator, Wilson.
Thanks, Dan.
No worries.
What about you, David?
No, it's a long way out.
Well, he has kicked a torp from 60 at the J. Cello Oval, so he'll have the journey. No worries at all, Dylan Wilson. Does it work back? It does. It does. Is it across the line? It's not. Winky 1, Panda none. Here on O&M Live, 33 points the margin, 49 plays 16. Here for Inspirations Paint. Hello to Jeff Benny and the crew at Inspirations Paint.
So at full-back, Myrtleford will bring it back into play. Simon Curtis, the former Lavington Premiership coach, searching for Smith with good hands. Good hands, I should say. Sound like a Kiwi. Good hands.
Hey, we play the Kiwis this summer, Gussie.
And we do.
Bring it on, please.
Long down the line. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They find Del Bosco. Are we taking his numbers, David?
Not today, we're not, Angus.
Cop that, Mitch.
Mitch is averaging 20 touches for the season.
I always take his numbers.
Touched out of bounds for boundary throw. That's because if you don't, you'll get a personal DM.
Very true. And have.
So boundary throw in here, Ovens River side of the ground. Myrtleford really need to step up the ante. 6 minutes gone for NZ Albury. Smith and Damon do battle in the ruck. Smith tries to get it going the Saints' way. Pinball's around. Maracca's lurking. Won't quite get there. David Wink, give me the Maracca numbers on the 40 Winks, first and second term.
Well, he had 11 in the first quarter, 3 in the second, so it's 14 for the match.
Coincided with the way Myrtleford have fallen out of this contest. Here's Thompson breaking away from the stoppage and kicking the ball to half forward. Pethybridge uncontested, read the flight of the ball across half back. He looks to switch. Dangerous penetrating ball. It's a turnover in dispute. Paddling to the goal square. Christie's there on the left. Goal. 3 goals to Big Will Christie and a costly error coming out of defence from the Tricolours. 8-7-55 to 2-4-16. The Rovers are running rampant in the qualifying final.
Yeah, I don't mind the thought process from Pethybridge, taking the game on, trying to go through the midfield. The execution just wasn't there, and you're playing against one of the best teams in the comp. They're going to make you pay every single day of the week when you give it up in the middle of the ground, and Rovers are soaring at the moment. Their midfield's too strong.
That's something that happened a lot last week. They tried to turn the ball, switch the ball, and turned it over a lot at that sort of T point across half forward and the centre of the ground, and it hurt them a lot last week.
Certainly did, Winky. Good call. And we spoke about that on our Owen and Live podcast channel during the week, and that's the first time they've bit off a little bit more they can chew, and they've paid the price. And the Rovers have kicked 7 on the bounce. They go inside 50 once again. Ferguson and Christie in a big tussle. In fact, that was Booth, who stayed at ground level. Hand pass to Wilson. The Smalls are up and about. Swings around on the left, looking for Christie in the goal square. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It bounced too much. Got a nice little off-spinner, did Dylan Wilson, and it's through for 1 minus score. So the Saints are at breaking point here. They trail by 40 points, 56-16. We've played 8 minutes here in this third quarter for NZ Albury. We'll get to you, D-Vac, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, Mitchy Del Bosco just coming on. He's got a lot of claret coming from, looks like just above his eyelid, so they'll patch him up and get him back out there, but fair bit of blood coming out of his forehead.
Blake Panda, Escott and Gus McLeod with you here for Border Bandag. Thrown back in. Sharp and Maracca at ground level. Damon goes off the deck. Is that kicking in danger? I think it is. Haven't seen one of those paid for a very long time.
And I'm not sure that actually was, to be honest.
I think you'll find that was, D-Vac.
No, like I'm saying it wasn't there, I don't think.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. Joshy Maracca has the footy now on the far side. Riley Sharp got crunched by his own teammate in the end as the ball trickles across the line. Off hands for a boundary throw, and we'll get to Winky as the ball will get thrown back into play on true centre wing far side.
Yeah, I want to see Jackson East get his hands. 13 touches till half time, only 2 in this third term. He's the one for me that needs to really lift. He's going to have a massive second half for the Saints to get back in this contest.
Here come the Rovers. Out of the stoppage, McCartney has played some game in the forward line today. Taking a mark, down low, almost at ground level. He plays on in a hurry, likes something in the pocket. Why not? Will Christie kick the last 2 goals of the game? But Jake Sharp floats back here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints and takes the mark in the right back pocket, but they trail 56-16 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We've gone 9 minutes, third term.
Miotto across half back. Not many options to present to. It's a very congested forward line that awaits. He switches the full back. Brady Sharp, they want to attack the scoreboard side here. Pethybridge on the left, puts Ferguson under a lot of pressure. Now it's Justin Lewis for the Rovers, pouncing on the ball, spots Wilson, 25 metres out directly in front. And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints have no answers.
They're just running on top of the ground at the moment, Gus. Their running power is impressive, their midfield is impressive, and their skill execution going forward is second to none. So not sure a lot of teams will be able to defend this onslaught here by Rovers.
They're their own worst enemy at the moment. Their disposal of half-back is very much letting them down.
Yep. And that cost them last week big time, Gussie.
Here's Dylan Wilson. I've got him for 2, Panda.
Yep.
Lining up for his third, 25 metres out directly in front. He's put it wide. It's a minor score for Dill Wilson, his second minor score of the third term. 57-16, the Rovers in front of the Tricolours, thanks to Inspirations Paint. Third term, we've played 10.5 for NZ.
He's seen enough of man Funky. He's come down to the bench now, so running operations down here, I think, and he's just having a couple of choice words to a few of the boys on the bench.
Keep that mic away from him, Dan.
I am. I'm just hiding it at the moment. I'm doing a Roger Rashid. I'll just speak quietly.
Might be a few ACMA complaints if so. Diesel Beatty down the wing, tied up against the paint. Cooper Thomason marks. He likes something in a hurry at half forward. It's Riley Smith who's got out the back, and he's marked the footy on the paint of the 50. All his charges run back inside attack. Riley Smith Probably just too far out to score for the big man. Sits it up in the pocket. Munro backs back and takes a mark. Or he's paid a free kick. Take your pick. Munro will snap around on the left here. This is much needed for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Yeah, has to go back and kick this. He's on a very tight angle, so
Right
not much
side.
room to move around.
Right side for a left footer. Matty the Muncher Munro has pushed it across the face. And a chance goes begging. They still have not kicked a goal since the 14th minute mark of the first quarter, the Saints. 2-5-17, 8-9-57. The Rovers in cruise control by 40 points for Inspirations Paint.
And I think Gus called it early in the game. They pride themselves on how little the score is they can keep their opponents to, and it's exactly what they've done today.
Murray from full-back finds the co-captain, Boyd, on the junction of the boundary in the 50-metre arc defensive side in front of the grandstand. Here at the Rovers, and Craig Miller, you can hear through our effects mic, he's ropeable with the way his tricolours are defending this ground.
Yeah.
O'Brien's going to switch to the Ovens River side of the ground. Dangerous looking ball. Oh, it's a clumsy free kick against Calveen. It wasn't any malice in it. It was just clumsy, Dan Vaccaro. Free
Yeah, it
kick
was.
to Allison.
He just got it wrong. So that's a clear-cut free kick to Allison. And that, to quote Funky Miller, we need to work together, alluding to their defenders at the moment.
Searching for Damon. Got one hand there. Paddled it to his own advantage. And now Murray breaks off. Miotto says, mate, he's a don't argue. I'm kicking inside 50. But the pressure was a bit too much. Simon Curtis intercepts in front of the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
How many for Simon, please, Winky?
This will be number 16.
He's been solid today. He doesn't have a hell of a lot of support. I think that's a holding free kick going the way of Sharp.
17, sorry, fellas. He's had a really good game.
Sam Murray pleading his case to the men in green. But Riley's going to get the ball here, Panda.
Don't think he'll win that one,
No,
Gussie.
he certainly will. Riley Sharp has the ball between centre wing and half-back.
Playing a lot in the ruck today, Riley. We'll talk about that post-game. Of course, Jai Gribben dropped to the twos. He goes down the line. Big pack forms, and we'll have a stoppage on the Ovens River side of the ground. Hush goes over the Norm Minns Oval. Myrtleford haven't kicked a goal since the halfway point of the opening quarter. They don't look like kicking one at the moment either. Another pack of forms, and we have a ball up in the same spot. Tied up against the boundary. Far side. What crowd do you think we have, D-Vac? I reckon it's just disappeared a tiny little bit since half-time.
Yeah, there has been a few. I would have said before half-time close to 2,000, Panda. I'm going to go with 1,600.
Okay, that was exact, and that's what I like about you, D-Vac.
1,635.
Boundary throw in on the far side where that stoppage was. We'll go around the grounds for Ray Watt Wodonga whenever we can, Winky. No pressure. TDFL Owen K. You do your best, my friend.
Leave it with me, Blake.
14 minutes gone. NZ Albury time clock. Myrtleford with their backs against the wall, and they're staring down the barrel of a minor semi-final next week. The Rovers have come to play and they've been strong. Hardy through traffic, feeds it onto a runner, and the Rovers go inside forward 50. Back of the contest is Diesel Beatty, shows courage and poise. Handball in towards a bit of space, was intercepted. And now we'll ball the footy up 45 metres out from goal.
Just quickly, boys, Mitchie Dale still here, just getting patched up, so proving to be a little bit of a difficult task at the moment.
Myrtleford haven't goaled since the 15-minute mark of the opening term, and they don't look threatening at any stage at this point in the third term. 14 minutes gone, 2-5-17 to 8-9-57. Maraka clears defensive lines of the Saints, heading out to the Ovens River side of the ground. Munro's in pursuit alongside Allison for the respective sides. Boundary line beats all comers and will bring it back into play.
Round the ground from Ray White Rural. CBD HU leads 8 goals for 52. 7 goals, 7-49 over the Osborne Tigers.
41-23, Kiwa Sandy Creek in front at the start of the third term. Panda.
Of course, you can catch that one on the TDFL Live YouTube channel. For those lovers in the TDFL, the Duns Twin City Cranes TDFL. Here's Maraka. Can this open up an opportunity here for the Saints? Kicks the footy to half forward in front of Sharp. Thought he got one high from McQuaid. Umpire said play on. Truan trying to tumble the footy in front of him. Goes across the line in front of the, what do they call that, Gussie? Bay 13.
Bay 13.
Okay. The secondary can bar here at the Norm Minns Oval. Of course, don't forget tomorrow's action in the elimination final, Wodonga versus the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
Ray White Rural netball update. Yarrawonga 40 lead the Wodonga Bulldogs 35.
That one's tightened up just a little bit. If it gets a bit closer, Winky, let us know, please. Catapan spins off a tackle onto Hardy. Back to Thompson, mowed down from behind from Miotto. Allison, quick left foot kick is fortuitous in the lap of Lockie O'Brien, and all the little things are going the way of the Rovers. Gussie?
That they certainly are. As they get the ball inside forward 50, shallow entry contest over the top. This is a golden chance for McMonigal. Harry steps up and puts the Rovers into the major semi-final. It's all over here on O&M Live. 17 minutes gone, 63 plays 17. The Mountain's going to be too big for the Mountain men.
Yeah, the ball movement from Rovers is just second to none. The way they're able to move it down the wing, they look to go in the centre, opted to go out wide, and they can still move it with probably little pressure from Myrtleford. We haven't really seen it since that first quarter, and that's when the cream has risen to the top here for Rovers. Too good.
They've been pretty clinical here, the Wang Rovers. 10 inside 50s to the 3 inside 50s of the Myrtleford Saints in this third term alone. They've really dominated this contest after quarter time.
Mitchy Dale patched up, ready to go back out too.
That is 8 unanswered, if my maths is correct, Gussie.
Well, maths has never been my strong point, Pandy, so I'll back you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. It's all over here at the Normans Oval. Let's hope we just get a better contest tomorrow, and we'll call the pants off it. We'll keep bringing it to you here on O&M Live. We just want the footy to back up for us, please. Boundary throw in. Deep in attack here for the Wang Rovers. 8 in a row. They're going to take some beating. They know how to get it done in September. Yes, the Magpies have finished the season in unbelievable form, but these guys have done it, and they're going for 3 in a row. Joel Smith ekes the footy inside forward 50, dribbling ball. Booth beelines to Sharon. Lewis tries to spin off a tackle. Pethbridge was grabbed without the footy and has to be a free kick. Yep, a free kick to Zach Pethbridge for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Ray White Rule netball update. Tallangatta League, 3/4 time. 28 Chilton, 38 Keewar.
Invested interest in that, Guzzles?
Yep, I'll be staying at my house tonight.
Jack Harrington with an exiting kick. Bounces off the chest of Parnell for the Rovers at half forward. Haven't called him much today, but he hasn't needed to be all that required. O'Brien finds McCarthy at the point of the square, and they are out through the corridor, Gussie, the Rovers.
That they certainly are. Hardy bites off a fairly aggressive kick, but Jake Sharp sits in front of Noah Schulte. Just a bit too much, I suppose, height through the air from the Tricolours. They're going to bring it out to the broadcast side. Smith just keeps the ball alive. Boundary umpire had a great vantage point of that one. Here's Big Riley. Kicks the Tricolours up to half forward. Munro sat in the hole with courage. Elite body and paint mark of the day. Thomason had the advantage. Umpire won't pay it. Thomason's kick hit the stick, so Myrtleford will want it back. Myrtleford will want it back after the shot on goal from Thomason hit the upright. And Munro, who's been a little bit quiet by his high standard today, really starting to step up and put his body on the line. 55 from home. Munro sets sail to the pocket. Agosta's the target. Looked to be on the treadmill a bit there, Kai, and couldn't quite get there. Boundary throw in 25 metres out from Myrtleford's goal. They've got to lock it in. They've got to hit the scoreboard. 19 minutes gone. They trail 63-17 in the qualifying final for Wiesners.
Gone 20 minutes for NZ Albury. Gus and Panda with you for Border Bandag. You need your tyres checked. Go and see the crew at Border Bandag. Curtis tackled. There's a whistle here, an extended whistle. It's holding the ball. Could have just paid advantage. Anyway, McCartney marks the exiting kick from the Rovers' defence, broadcast side. WJ Finlay side of the Normans Oval, you could say. McCartney kicked 1 goal, 2 in the first term. A high up and under.
It's on here.
Yeah, Mitch Hardy not overly happy with the attention from Jake Sharp down to Vaccaro for the Newie. You had a good view of it.
Yeah, they're just having a little bit of a wrestle here. A few choice words. Both boys don't take a backward step in the contest, and the man in tracksuits has come out. There's a free kick, and it's going to go to Sharp.
That's your man, Clarence.
And 50.
It's the people's umpire, Clarence Lamper.
We've got the people's midget here with us and the people's umpire. So a free kick and a 50 going to go the way of Jake Sharp here.
So he's going to have a set shot right on the paint of 50, just about. Panda on a slide angle, Sharpie.
With his ACL injury across both knees, has it impacted the way he kicks the ball, Panda? Does he have the leg from here? Because prior to his ACLs, you'd say yes.
Yeah, well, let's give it 30 seconds and I'll be able to tell you. Gussie.
Fence.
No, because he sits it up to the top of the goal square. Riley Smith got a couple of bites of the cherry. Charlie Thompson tries to clear defence, but a good smother from Riley Sharp. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in the left forward pocket here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who have not kicked a goal since the halfway point of the first quarter. They have gone 51 minutes of football without registering a major. They trail 63-17, 21 played for NZ third term.
Long boundary throwing. Sharp on the tap down. Harrington from the telephone booth. Got the kick away. Agosta tracking it towards the boundary line. Ledger there as well. Boundary throwing deep into attack for the Tricolours. David Wink, give me some 40 winks.
Yeah, Charlie Thompson, he's up to 6 disposals in this third term, 19 for the match. He's lifted very much so in this third term.
Deep into attack for Myrtleford. Damon almost uncontested in the ruck. Munro snaps across his body. The Muncher! Oh, it's something from nothing from Matty Munro. Just what the doctor ordered. A Sunjan goal at A. And Myrtleford get their third. 3-5-23 to 9-9-63. 22 minutes gone. Albury time clock.
Yeah, clean from Munro there, and that was probably a little bit of reward for the last 5 minutes, Mert. Their effort's definitely there. It's just everything's just going against them at the moment. Obviously, Riley Smith drop mark just outside of the goal square as well, but that was a good finish by Munro.
Yeah, they needed that, just something out of nothing. You called it well, Gussie, but gee, they're under enormous pressure every single time they get the ball in their hands, and the Wang Rovers coaching staff will be very pleased that in 3/4 of footy they've held this very good Myrtleford outfit to 3 goals 5.
First goal for the Saints since the 15th minute mark of the opening quarter, and it comes via the munch. Matty Munro, of course, got engaged about 5 weeks ago. Did the munch. He's had a good couple of months. As the Rovers go out to the far side, Schulte with the don't argue. Retreats about 20 metres, finds Parnell on the far wing. It's been okay today, Parnell, Gussie.
Well, we've got a free kick off the ball here, Panda. It's going to go the way of Schulte, and it's against either Simon Curtis or Diesel Beatty, one of the two.
I thought it's against Jake Sharp.
It was against Jake Sharp. He just put him on his backside, Noah Schulte, so
that's a couple of,
he'll get a free kick.
Couple of free kicks he's given away, and he's been yellow carded. He has been reported.
Wow.
Jake Sharp has been reported.
Wow.
And he will be sent from the ground for the next 15 minutes.
So 23 minutes is the time of the offence for Jake Sharp. So 15 minutes of playing time. He'll be escorted off by Clarence Lamper, the emergency umpire.
Did anybody see that?
Nah, it didn't look clear cut. I just saw Schulte go to ground and Sharp was there, so I'm not sure.
Did our cameraman catch it? Okay, so he's the best in the business, Travis Cartwright. So it's going to come down to an umpire report. It's going to come down to an umpire report from what the umpire saw, because it was not captured on film. So if you just joined us, we're not sure what happened. Jake Sharp has just been marched from the field. He's been reported, which constitutes an automatic yellow card. He will serve 15 minutes of playing time on the bench, and Myrtleford will be one player down. And Charlie Thompson has a shot on goal here from 48 metres out. Charlie Thompson, drop punt on the way, is to the near side for a minor score. 9-10-64 the Rovers, 3-5-23 the Saints. All that on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard as we tick up towards 3/4 time. We've played 24 minutes.
What's happening down there at ground level, D-Vac? You're amongst the action on the benches.
Yeah, closer to the Myrtleford huddle. They're just trying to figure out how they're going to get themselves back into this game. Sharp's obviously just come off of there. He didn't seem to be too phased. He was laughing it off, so it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. And Jackson East is getting a rub down to the bench as well.
What they have had a lot this year, Gussie, is they have had reports, Myrtleford, and that won't please Craig Miller.
No, especially the impact of the yellow card being a 15-minute down to 17 men. It just puts a line through their chances of winning this final.
I don't know if coming off the ground laughing about being sent off when you're 6 goals down in the qualifying finals all that great either.
No, I agree.
Ferguson across half back. Oh, trouble. Big trouble. Stewie Booth trouble. And the umpire said the tackle stuck. Oh. Now, I reckon Ferguson can consider himself very lucky. He sold himself up the river, but I reckon he broke the Booth tackle. Free kick to the Rovers, 60 metres from goal.
Yeah, the umpire just went a bit early then, Winky, I think, on the whistle.
Yeah.
D-Vac?
No, I think that's what happened. He blew the whistle and he just blew it a tad early, and that's what happened.
Chipping ball into the pocket. Well done, Riley Calveen. Punched the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Stay with us, Gussie.
Oh, I'm trying to. Down to you, Dan Vaccaro.
Just while you get your breath back, mate. But probably just the wrong decision then. They could have just pumped it long there, Rovers, and got another chance closer to the sticks.
Smith in the ruck, took it from the contest, fed it to Maraka. His kick was smothered off the boot. Pinball's around 40 metres from goal, and the umpire says we'll ball the footy up. 64 to 23, 26 minutes gone, Rovers in front.
It's the first clear-cut ruck contest I've seen in a while. These two have been wrestling all day.
Simon Curtis dribbling hand pass. Philo kept it in. Hardy from the pocket goes with the banana. Outside of the boot, it's across the face. It bounces across goals, and it goes across the chalk for a boundary throw-in.
Around the grounds, Panda, on O&M Live is thanks to Ray White-Wodonga. And Kiwa Sandy Creek have 1 foot in the grand final. 8-7-55 to Barney 3-7-25 in the Duns Twin City Cranes TDFL.
Dan, he's just got up. Jackson East was on that massage table for a long time with 2 trainers getting into him really well. Is he all right down there?
They were putting some effort into him, but I think he looks okay. He's sort of edging closer to that boundary line, so I reckon he'll come on and have another crack.
About 15 players around the pill on the last line there for the Rovers, and it goes across the chalk for a minor score. 65 plays 23. It's been a 3-goal-to-1 quarter in favour of the Rovers. Myrtleford led at quarter time by 4 points. The Rovers led by 25 points at half-time, and they now lead by a game-high 42 points as we tick up towards three-quarter time.
Smith brought it front and centre, and now Jace McQuaid sends the Rovers deep into attack. There's crummers everywhere. The snapshot on goal from Charlie Thompson is missing for a minor score. So Chucky's had a couple of minors here in the third. He's got 2 of them. And the Rovers kick 9-12-66, Myrtleford 3-5-23. It is an area of their game that they're going to have to sharpen up and fine-tune coming into the rest of the finals.
Around the ground for Elders, Rural-Wodonga, Yarrawonga 45 have defeated Wodonga Bulldogs 40 in the A-grade netball here.
Well, thanks to Ray White-Wodonga. Riley Smith almost marked that footy. Miotto, did he give away a high on Allison? Umpire says, I'll have it.
He's had an almost day, Riley Smith. He's been in those marking positions so much. He's obviously coming up against a great ruckman in Ed Damon.
Gus and Panda with you for Border Bandag. Hello to Graham Edgar and Big Johnny Segler, wonderful supporters of O&M Live. Thompson off a step. 9-9's the border, half forward. Going to run out of room as that's Sharon, and we have a boundary thrown to the left of the scoreboard. Gussie?
Full-time in the netball, thanks to our good friends Pen at Ray White-Wodonga. 45-40, the Pigeons have saluted.
Did you listen to Winky 2 minutes ago, Gussie?
No.
Good job, Gus.
Just trying to be a team player, boys.
Hey, you've done it well, Gus. I appreciate the backup.
The Rovers go inside forward 50. McCartney stayed at ground level. It's sort of that game. It's sort of that day, to be fair. In the qualifying final, boundary throw in deep in attack here for the Rovers.
Gussie, does Guy Telford get up in the Toolangatta League Grand Final?
Yeah, he'll play in the big dance.
Yep.
Unless Myrtleford pick him up during the week. Guy Telford, wouldn't you love to have a bloke that kick 100 goals in your side? My goodness, what a star of the rival competition. Ball up after the boundary throwing, deep into attack here.
Long quarter, Gussie. We've only had the 4 goals.
Certainly has been. 29 minutes gone, NZ Albury time clock.
Not one player halfway.
Not one player halfway.
Past halfway.
Oh, well said, Divac. Here's a go from McCarthy, tied up in the pocket. It's a minor score from the Rooster. So, a fairly stale affair here. Myrtleford are down to 17 on the field. Jake Sharp sent from the ground at the 23rd minute. He will miss 15 minutes of playing time. So I'm going to say around about the 10, 12-minute mark of the final term, he'll come back into play, Panda.
Yeah, I reckon he'll miss a fair chunk of that last quarter, considering it is 15 minutes of playing time. So they'll be down to 17 men for quite a while, and the game's already over. So it's preservation mode here for Myrtleford, and they'll have all eyes on the elimination final tomorrow and who their opponent will be. And that game will be at the WJ Finlay Oval. So that'll be confirmed. It was between the WJ Finlay Oval or Button Park to host that first semi-final next Sunday, and the Rovers will get through here unless some unbelievable miracle happens in the next 30 minutes.
They'll get through.
So where will the game be, Panda?
At the WJ Finlay Oval.
Next door.
Next door. Boundary throw-in on true centre wing, grandstand side. All players missed the Sharon. They went after each other. McCarthy onto Thompson, hurried on a boot. Down the line, McMonagle's been classy in this game. Riccardi dropped the footy, and the Rovers pounced straight away. Thompson's kick was half smothered. Catapan through traffic. Hand passes to Hardy. In fact, it's Del Zotto. The siren sounds to end the term. Once again dominated by the Rovers. 3-1. and they extended the lead from 25 points at half-time to 42 points at three-quarter time. Our fourth quarter is up after the three-quarter time break. Stay with us here on O&M Live on 2AY, Edge FM and Snapprint Solutions TV. It's O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local Ongas fan.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Is drawn to it. But for the ones who are, patrol, it's out there.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
SS&A, this is your place. Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
My family means everything. We're always there for each other, sharing adventures and precious moments. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they'll treat you like family too. They're about people, about lives lived and about genuine care, providing professional, creative solutions that celebrate your loved one. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934, caring for local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
O&M Live here on 1494 2AY and 102.1 Edge FM. The Wangaratta Rovers have 1 foot firmly in next weekend's grand final qualifier against the Wangaratta Magpies. They have been excellent since quarter time, where they trail by 4 points. They now lead by 44 points rather, as the three-quarter time break comes to a close. Blake Penderescott with you, Gus McLeod, David Winku as our Tondo Holmes quarters best from the third term.
Yeah, in the third term for the Rovers, you could throw a blanket over a lot of them, but Charlie Thompson, he had the 12 touches. He's up to 24 for the match. This guy just finds the footy. He's in and amongst absolutely everything. Second and third effort time and time again. And then for Myrtleford, I thought Zach Pethridge just tried his guts out all day. Thought he's probably been Myrtleford's best player across the three quarters so far. Josh Miraka had the 6 touches after having a quiet term. He's up to 20 for the game as well.
Yeah, certainly has been their best player, Zach Pethridge. We'll get down to Dan Vaccaro, who was at the various huddles at three-quarter time. D-Vac, what was the messaging?
Spent a lot of time with the Rovers huddle, and Muzz, I love his confidence. He was just so confident in their game plan. Patience was the key. They were going to wear them down after quarter time because they were so confident in their game plan. He goes, it wears teams down. And then he pulled him in. He does not want them to put the cue in the rack this game. They want to prove to everyone they're the best side in the comp, and that's a quote from Sam Murray there. So they really want to put their foot to the throat here, Rovers.
Well, they're doing no harm to that sentiment at all. Of course, they are the reigning double champs, are the Rovers, and they were always going to take some beating in September.
What do you reckon Jace Heatley's thinking, sitting back here watching this unfold today, Panda, knowing that they play next week?
Not enough injuries to the Rovers, not enough bash and crash.
I think he is super pumped about what lies ahead. I reckon what we know about Jace Heatley is he wants to beat the Rovers at full tilt, and he would be welcoming the challenge.
And he's a smart man, Jace. He knows how good they are and what's going to come his way, so it's going to be a mouth-watering match-up.
And I'm sure he'd be confident as Sam Murray is in his troops, in his own camp.
Of course, that one will be broadcasted on 2AY, Edge FM and Snapprint Solutions TV next Saturday, bearing in mind the Rovers can get across the line in this game in the next 30 minutes. You'd expect them to do so. They lead by 44 points. This is where D-Vac just starts to put some of the
KO on.
Not the KO, well, yes, that too, but this is where he starts to put some of the feelers in his own brain about the Rebel training, player of the day.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Winky, if you can hit me with some stats throughout the fourth, that'll help.
Have you been listening, Dan? I've been delivering for three quarters.
I haven't been listening, so do it now.
2,304 in the house. Blake Penderescott for the fourth term.
Yeah, we're underway here for the Great Outdoors. You get out there and you see Churchy and the boys at the Great Outdoors. They'll look after you. The Borders exclusive Weber barbecue dealer, Miotto. Had to get rid of it in a hurry. Did so. Shallow entry here for the Saints. Riley Smith marks inside forward 50. First time he's had a little time and space in the attacking arc. Chips it up to the top of the goal square. McQuaid floats across, tries to intercept. And then his left foot kick is quite magical, actually, to get it out of bounds and clear danger for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Magical wouldn't be the word I described.
Was it did exactly what was needed at the time.
Fair.
The worst, best kick I've ever seen.
He just didn't look confident to even put the ball on his own boot then, Jace.
He looked like a man dancing with 2 left feet, Jace McQuaid.
Boundary throw in. Munro, he can do magic things. Just not today, unfortunately. Ball up inside 50 for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. We have gone exactly 1 minute and 3 seconds here in this fourth quarter, all thanks to the Great Outdoors. Here's Gus McLeod for Border Bandag.
I reckon this guy's a contender for the Revel. Lockie O'Brien, handballs over the top to Allison across half back. Right foot kick finds Mitch Hardy. How many 40 winks for Hardy?
Number 24 for Mitch, doing it easily.
And it's a brilliant kick to Fowler, who wants to start the chain of play. They open up the fat side of the ground. It's going to sit for Kieran Parnell on centre wing. Ovens Riverside. Lob wedge down the line. Well done, Diesel Beatty impacted the play. Parnell got his own crumbs. Handballs to no one in particular. Now the ball's in dispute. Ferguson's there for the Tricolours. Ball was knocked out, but the umpire blew the whistle. Will ball the footy up between the centre square and the 50-metre arc for the brown and gold.
So you'd love to see Myrtleford just gain a little bit of confidence in the next 25 minutes here. Can they kick 4 goals? Can they kick 4 or 5 in this fourth quarter, bridge the gap back and get a bit of momentum into whoever they play next week? That's got to be the challenge for the Tricolours, because this is the beauty of finishing top 3. You do get a second chance. They go inside 50 here, the Rovers. Philo on hands and knees. Wallace with a nice quick hand pass. Pethridge on the non-preferred. Finds Harrington broadcast side, defensive 50. Inboard kick finds Curtis. Can they run in waves here? Simon called to play on, chips it over the top to East, who's been quiet. We'll get his numbers soon. On to Del Bosco, pinpoints one to half forward over the hands of Truant. Riley Smith, left-hand hand pass back towards Truant. Ball now at ground level. They form a big pack of the players. Allison, Smith, his kick smothered. Scrappy play eking into this last quarter here. We've played 2 minutes. Gorman's kick also smothered. The pressure's up here. Catapan. Down the line, hand pass to McCartney, who wants to find his right foot. Hand passes over the top here to Thompson. Now he's in trouble. Gets a hand pass away to Allison. Good pressure here from the Saints. And the umpire says, I'll have it in front of the dugouts.
Yeah, certainly haven't put the cue in the rack, the Saints. That pressure there was really high. So obviously we want to play this way, take it into next game.
I don't know who's going to ruck here for Myrtleford. I reckon Ferguson's been put in the ruck because Smith and Sharp are both forward. So Myrtleford rolling the dice. Dan Vaccaro, what'd you see?
Just went off the footy there a little bit too easily, McCarthy, but Myrtleford got the free kick.
So Ferguson, who's in the ruck, kicks the tricolours inside 50, searching for one of their two talls. Allison rebounds off half-back, handballs down the line to Booth. Booth finds the right boot in a panic and kicks as far as he can. Out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick to Brady Sharp in front of our broadcast position. Centre wing, grandstand side. 4 minutes gone, 23 plays, 67. Border carpet scoreboard. Rovers are in front of Myrtleford in the qualifying final. Long down the line, Thomason flew. Second bite of the cherry, fed it back to Miotto. On the right boot with a high up and under. Smith attacks the ball. McQuaid held him. Umpire put the whistle away. Smith absorbs the tackle. Umpire now blows the whistle for a ball up. 60 metres out from Myrtleford goal. For Porter Bandag, you with Blake Panderescott.
There's Will Christie, Divac. He seems to be at the back of the bench.
I'll get an update on you for a second as Ed Damon just gives away a free kick to Myrtleford.
So Nick Ferguson has the footy here for the Saints. He goes short, about 15 metres to Harrington, tied up against the boundary. A bit of a nothing kick. Runs back in on the left, and that sums up Myrtleford's day. Turns it over to absolutely no one inside forward 50. And Parnell marks here for the Wang Rovers. Everything has come hard for the Saints today. 67 plays 23, still the same score as the three-quarter time score. Rovers up by 44 points, and they will face their arch rivals in this wonderful rivalry next week at the John Ford Oval for a spot in the grand final. East gives away front on contact, or it's paid a mark to Joel Smith. We'll get down to Divac on the boundary for the Newey.
You want an update on
Will Christie, please, Divac?
Will Christie, I'll get that for you in a moment.
You said that about 40 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, I'm not allowed to walk over there, apparently, because it goes out of signal.
Just be better.
Just find a way.
Just find a way. You said you're adaptable. Put it to the test. Here's O'Brien. Give him the rebel, Dan. He's been brilliant. Inside 50. Murray resting forward. Oh, what a fist from Pethy Bridge. He's been a shining line in what has ultimately been a dim day for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Boundary throw in, deep into attack for the brown and gold.
I love it how Divac has just completely walked across the Myrtleford bench too.
He's just gone to Wendy's.
He's gone to the head honcho, Wendy.
Oh.
Wendy's great. She gave him the update. He's just he's got his knee ice, but they said no concern. They're just putting him on ice, just giving him a rest.
Good pickup, Panda. No, I won't steal your thunder, Winky, sorry.
Maraca outside of D50. Brody Riccardi at centre half back. Switches the ball out wide. Nice looking ball. Finds Diesel Beatty. He's been a revelation since coming back into the side late in the 2026 season. Riley Sharp's going to get a free kick for a chop on the arms there. The battle with him and Charles Ledge has been enthralling today. Sharp goes short to find Simon Curtis. 60 from home, chipping into the pocket. Oh, Riccardi couldn't believe his luck, I don't think, there. Ball just hit him fair in the snoz. Across the face, a goal goes Justin Lewis. Lands just inside the field of play. Del Zotto with a well-weighted pass. Links up with Big Ed. And Big Ed wants to penetrate through the corridor. He finds his target in Hardy.
How many for Mitch, please, David?
25 for Mitch.
And 25 really bloody good ones as well. McCartney off a step. Look at this. They are out on the Ovens River side of the ground here. Wilson into the pocket. Over the head of Murray. Read it beautifully. Knew it was going over his head. Applying pressure on Del Bosco, who mopped up beautifully. Pethbridge exits defence. It lands in front of Beatty, though, and here come the Rovers. McCartney goes back inside 50. Is it out of bounds on the full? It is. As Stewie Booth dives in low and marks for the Wang Rovers. It's out of bounds on the full. So that that's a story, Will Christie with ice on the knee. It's going to be a big watch during the week whether he lines up for the Wangaratta Rovers in that second semi-final next week. Myrtleford clear defence. Truan, second bite of the cherry marks in between wing and half forward, end of 50. Sorry, wing and half back, end of 50. He's going to be trudged 60 metres up the ground. Here is Jack Truan. He's got Riley Smith in the corridor, leading lane. Tom Boyd got back in the hole beautifully to fill the space. Riley Smith went with a don't argue onto Nick Ferguson, who had no idea what he was doing, ran into traffic and has been pinged holding the ball once again. That is stiff. That's the second time that has happened against Nick Ferguson, where he has broken through a tackle, got a hand pass away and been caught holding the ball.
The whistle's just so early. Like, he got tackled and then he handballed it straight away, so I'm not too sure what the thought process was there.
Myrtleford just hacked the ball forward. I reckon Curtis has gone to half forward. Oh, the shake and bake and the shimmy from Tom Boyd was excellent. The Rovers get the ball to half forward. Now back to half back, I should say. Inboard, Catapan put Thompson under the pump. Breaking away here is Schulte, takes a bounce. Doesn't have anyone to go to via foot, so he searches for a hand pass in the Booth direction. Gets it back, does Schulte. Support arrives in Thompson, but Schulte goes himself. Outside of the boot, inside 50. Clever work from a teammate out the back. McMonagle kicks a double. Open goal square, and the Rovers youngsters are wreaking havoc. Schulte and McMonagle link up. The Rovers will take on the Wangaratta Magpies in the major semi next week.
They're just so relentless, Rovers. Just as soon as the ball goes to ground, as you said, Gussie, they're young players. I thought Noah Schulte's been one of Rovers' best today, and that there was probably just an example of how good they are.
Well, a lot gets spoken about the top liners at the Wangaratta Rovers, but make no mistake, they've got some absolute beauty kids that are under 20, 21 years of age in Noah Schulte, Harry McGonigal, Justin Lewis. Those three are absolute stars.
It's a guy they wanted to give games to last year, but just couldn't because of points. Of course, he did cross from the Wangaratta Magpies. I think he may have even got best on in a grand final for the Magpies, or it could have been the Rovers. Either way, he is a young star and somebody who has gone forward since their scoring woes in round 15. And he has been electric for the Rovers in the forward line. Good coaching, adaptable coaching from the Rovers once again. Harrington jams it on the boot. It's going to land in the right forward pocket here for the Saints. One-on-one between Smith and Riccardi, who hasn't had the greatest day today. It's a boundary throw-in. Deep in attack here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who have only kicked one goal since quarter time. Off the boot of Matt Munro in that third quarter. They went 51 minutes without kicking a goal. Boundary throw-in. Thomason lurking, trying to get busy in this contest. Parnell had enough time to fumble and get around a tackle. Went by hand to Hardy. This is where they look good. Mitch Hardy streams out of defence, finds a teammate in Thompson. They want to go through the corridor once again, the Rovers. They are smelling blood here in this qualifying final. O'Brien's kick off a step is pinpoint to Hardy, who kept on running. Gets to 45 and misses. That was far too easy from the Wangaratta Rovers. They lead by 51 points, 10-14 to 3-5 for Border Carpets Wodonga. A bigger loader, Marty and the crew at Border Carpets.
I reckon that's just about sewing up the Revel player of the day as well. Lockie O'Brien has just been super today.
Yeah, been brilliant. Been absolutely brilliant. He's a final specialist, the man they call Lob. And it's going to be a direct turnover here for Myrtleford.
I reckon he'd be one of those blokes that'd be good at everything. Lockie O'Brien.
Plays off
cricket, golf, yeah.
Something you and I just aren't, Gus, unfortunately.
Speak for yourself, Penny.
I think I speak for all five of us in this box.
Here we go. The Rovers inside 50, not the best kick. Flying back with courage was Schulte. The Rovers sniff blood as the ball's deep into attack. Munro clears defensive lines. Lands in the hands of Agosta rather fortuitously. And he kicks to the searching lead of Sharp. Sharp marks on centre wing. He's got Riley Smith, one out inside 50. Smith's undersized. Joel versus Riley. Riley brings it front and centre for the Tricolours. Joel Smith did a good job for the brown and gold. Jackson East, run down tackle, and it's a dump.
Sling, dump tackle.
It's a dump tackle against Boyd.
It was there. It was definitely that sling in action that I want to stamp out, so fair call.
East, tied up on the boundary, 55 from home, inside forward 50. It's a poor kick. It's a poor kick. Direct turnover deep into defence for the Rovers. 74-23, 12 minutes gone. The Rovers are home for Churchy and the boys of the Great Outdoors.
They certainly are. They certainly are, the Wang Rovers. Since quarter time, they have been in cruise control. 5-0 second term. 3-1 third quarter, and the only goal in this last quarter for the Great Outdoors. Ferguson intercepts on the far wing for the Saints. Aggressive kick finds Miotto. Made to earn that one from Sam Catapan. Slow to get up is Lockie. Handball receivers to Maraka. Straight down the corridor. Tom Boyd puts himself in the hole like a good defender. And Riley Smith over the shoulder gives away a free kick. Matey Murner.
There you go, Jake.
Boyd chips to Parnell.
Jake Sharp's just been given the green light to come back into the field of play, so the
straight
yellow
back
card
on.
is over.
And of course, he was reported for an incident off the ball. No one saw it other than the umpire in that third quarter. So that'll be thrown out during the week. The Rovers go down the wing, looking for a teammate there in Ledger. Here's Del Bosco with the Chris Judd tape around the melon. Keeping the footy alive here is Booth. Import hand pass here to McCartney. We got a ball up on true centre wing at the 14th minute for NZ in the fourth quarter for the Great Outdoors. Only one goal in this final term to the way of Harry McMonigal.
In the ruck, or ruck infringement, a ruck block, and it's going to go the way of the Rovers.
Got a dame in the ruck ruffle, Gus, I'll call it.
No, Bobby J calls that, Dan.
Well, I'm on the boundary just like Bobby J.
Fair enough. No, goes to the job.
Cop that, Angus.
No, he's been good today, Diva.
Very good.
Thanks, boys. Means a lot.
Damon goes inside forward 50. Not the best ball. Calvin sat in the hole. The Rovers hack it forward. Dangerous ball to Hardy. Hardy, underground hound pass, top of the goal square. Whistle. Free kick to the Rovers. Couldn't tell you what for, but it's a free kick to the brown and gold, and it's going to be Murray or McCartney. I think McCartney, who looks a bit worse for wear there, Blake Pendergast.
Yeah, just for a hold, Winky, I think that one for Lockie McCartney. He started this game like a house on fire, didn't he?
He certainly did. He had 3 or 4 shots on goal in that first term, but looked really dangerous. I really love what he brings. The aggressive nature that he plays with, I think, is a real edge to his game. And hopefully he can go back and put this one through.
It's one of those ones that it could have gone either way. You're happy for it not to be paid, but now that it's been paid, you can see why.
Certainly can. So McCartney kicked 1 goal, 2 in the opening term and showed plenty of good signs. The Vuvuzelas are in full flight. That won't deter Lockie McCartney. He bangs it through the big sticks. He's kicked himself a double. And 80 plays 23 on O&M Live. 57-point ball game for Marty and the team at Border Carpets. The Rovers are rampaging.
They are rampaging. They've been too good today. And can we just revisit your little name for a hand pass there, Gus? Hand pass.
A hand pass?
Hand pass.
Sounds like a German beer.
Well, it sounded very Adelaide-esque. Hand pass.
Yeah.
Well, let's not pick up on all your discrepancies, Divac.
There'll be too many.
It'll be a long day.
Don't worry.
Oh, here we go. Winky's bloody joined in the conversation, is he?
Oh, Winkle, sit down, please. The people's midget.
He is sitting down. Let's play sitting or standing.
That's not bad.
That's some of your best, Dan. Don't lean on that fence too hard.
I'm not sure if I can keep going. Mitch Harder on to Brody, Philo into Murray. Sam Murray has it. He's getting some cheers here from some Rovers fans, no doubt. And Sam Murray knows the moment here. He knows that he can go back and just put some real nice icing on a cake here.
Test the hammy out?
Yep. Hammy's in full swing. He's just asking, he's talking to somebody. He's going to kick from probably 50 metres out here. Bit tighter than a 45-degree angle.
Big celebration here if he kicks it.
Absolutely. Of course, margin at 57 points as we stand. This to extend it to 63. Yet to kick a goal. Sorry, he did kick one in the second quarter, Sam Murray. So this would be for a double. Drop punt on the way is straight through the middle. Straight through the middle from the superstar that is Sam Murray. And the Rovers are going to take some serious beating in this year's final series for 2026 as they hunt a three-peat.
That's a finish you just expect from someone like Sam Murray. That was awesome. And he hasn't had his own way all day. They've had tags go in and out to him, but what a finish that is from the superstar.
20-2 on a day where, you probably look at it and go, he's played well, but hasn't dominated. That's how good this guy is. He's the best player in this competition by a long way.
I reckon they should probably put the Vuvuzelas away, I reckon, Gussie, considering they aren't really doing what they're intended to do.
Which is what, Blake?
Put off
the opposition. And as it works. Here's Thompson in the middle of the ground. On to O'Brien. Dan, give him the revel.
Yep.
Inside forward 50 goes like Murray! Oh, he rose to the front of the back of the contest. Almost took a hanger out of midair. It's a shot on goal from Wilson. It sums up the ball game. It's a Sunjam goal today. Wilson has kicked 3 big goals in the qualifying final. And everything the Rovers touch turns to goal.
Yeah, it's party time now for the Rovers. That was a nice little soccer out of the F from Wilson. He's been fantastic today, and Murray just wanted to take mark of the year just to finish it off, but it's been their day.
Certainly has, Dan, and it's through the midfield. Mitch Hardy, 31 touches. That man, Lockie O'Brien, 25 touches for him. 7 in this last term, 8 for Mitch Hardy. They've just absolutely dominated after quarter time, the Wang Rovers.
They certainly have. I'll do the maths in a second, but in terms of how many...
I'll do it for you.
Thank you very much, Gus. They've kicked the last 4, but I reckon they've kicked 5, 8, 12 of the last 13 majors, if my maths is correct. They lead by 69 points, and they are running in waves here. And that message at three-quarter time from Sam Murray about showing the competition they are the number one is ringing true here in this final quarter for the Great Outdoors.
12 of the last 13 to the brown and gold.
So here's Del Bosco with a bit of run and carry. Into the pocket looking for Agosta. Oh, how courageous from Jace McQuaid. A Mawson's concrete, elite body and paint play of the day from Jace McQuaid.
He's hurt himself too, boys.
He back with courage. He came down hard on his back. And that just goes to show you how committed this outfit is in this three-peat quest for the Rovers.
He's tough as they come to, Jace McQuaid. He'll bounce back up from that one.
It has me and Gus stuffed why he couldn't get a game for Essendon VFL.
No, AFL.
I was going to say, probably get a game in the AFL.
He'd be in the leadership group.
I think he would. Here's Hardy. Goes by hand towards Wilson, who kicked a freakish goal out of midair before. Gorman around the contest, trying to apply a bit of pressure for the Saints. Tackled hard by Wilson. Ball up at half forward here for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Around the ground, 70-33. Kiwa Sandy Creek lead Barney. And that's thanks to Ray White-Wodonga. So Kiwa are through to the grand final.
Might get an O&K update if we can too, Dawson.
Certainly can.
Peoples.
And I'd love an Upper Murray grand final update too.
Oh, O'Brien into Catapan.
If they've got it up there, Gus, I'll give it to you.
They don't have computers up there, let alone live scoring, Gussie. Catapan goes short, finds Harry McMonigal, who's kicked 2, and he will line up for 3, and to extend the margin to 75 points. Harry McMonigal, 45-degree angle, 45 out.
And I'll tell you what, that was all on the back of Lockie O'Brien again, just out of the clearance. Kick straight to inside the 50. It was perfect. He's had a perfect day.
Upper Murray Grand Final scores are in progress. Angus?
Exactly my thoughts. Harry McMonigal, a casual approach. I'm not sure he's going to have the journey here. Sam Murray rises high, brings it to ground. Oh, quick little dribbling kick from Sam Catapan. Excellent finish. Found an opening, saw the vacant goal square and finished beautifully on the left. And that margin is now out to 75 points.
You give up your Saturdays to come and watch a little bit of country footy, and you give up your Saturdays to watch players like Sam Catapan, Dan Vaccaro. He's one of the most unheralded players in this Rovers outfit. He's known for his defensive acumen, but he finished the job there.
Oh, he's an absolute superstar, Sam Catapan, and you said it. You look at all their numbers in Charlie Thompson, Hardy, all averaging over 30. Catapan averages 26, but the defensive work he does is unrivaled. He's a superstar.
Oh, this is the best I've seen the Rovers play in a very, very long time, Gussie.
Yeah, bring on the best of 7. Up towards half forward goes Maracca, who had a brilliant opening term. Schulte's there, got there before East. Coming off half back was Xavier Allison. Handball was poor. Diesel Beatty now for Myrtleford. Over the top to East, who finds the right boot and kicks Myrtleford inside 50. And Riccardi marks uncontested, 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, Muzz has just come off. I don't know if you'll see him now. He's just come off for a breather, and he's done his job today. And Simon Curtis from Myrtleford, it looks like they're putting the queue in the rack with him too.
So Myrtleford have only kicked 1 goal in 3 quarters of football. 3 goals for the day. Brodie Riccardi looking for their 4th. He's 15 metres off the boundary, 25 metres from the Evans Street end. Grandstand side, Riccardi steers it on line and it's hit the upright. It's hit the upright. Myrtleford 3-6-24. The Rovers 14-14-98. That's on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Xavier Allison will bring it in for fullback for the brown and gold.
Just around the grounds for Ray White Wodonga. And Bright 81, Lieber Rowley 79 in that one in the Ovens and King.
And I think there's about 17 minutes into the last quarter, so a 2-point lead to Bright over Warrowley. The winner goes straight through to the O&K Grand Final. That sponsor sheet, Winky, right above your melon, my friend.
Reading's not my specialty, bloke.
No, that's probably a fair call, David.
3-quarter time, Bullio 84, Tumbarumba 23 in the Upper Murray Grand Final.
There you go.
Thanks for that, Angus.
How good would that be?
That's a three-peat, I think, for Bullio.
You get a bye every month.
And you can win the spoon and the flag in the same year.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary league, that.
Guaranteed
finals
no matter what.
Imagine that, presenting to a player, hey boys, I guarantee you, I will put it in your contract, we'll play finals.
Exactly right. Ferguson goes into the pocket. There's a free kick here to Riley Sharp. Riccardi wanted to play him with the advantage, but over the shoulder free kick will go to the way of Riley Sharp here.
Gus, you mentioned just before 3 goals the Myrtleford guys have kicked for today. They've still had 40 inside 50s.
Their entries have been quite poor.
So this defensive effort from the Wang Rovers has been quite extraordinary.
They're a good defensive unit. They've kept Myrtleford to 9 shots from 40 entries, so that's not a great output from a forward 6. Riley Sharp goes in and misses. He was looking for his second, and Myrtleford moved to 3-7-25 to the Rovers 14-14-98, all thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga. We have played 25 minutes in the 4th quarter for NZ.
David Wink, what's a 40-wing stat that's a real alarming one?
A real alarming one is that they've had 40 inside 50s and only kicked the 3 goals.
I love that number, David.
That's
Good
why
job.
you're number 1, Wink.
Xavier Allison from fullback for the Rovers takes 25 metres and kicks long down the line. Nice rebound mark. The Saints are going to get the ball inside forward 50 once again. Handball from Riley over the top. Sharp in a bit of trouble. Goes searching for Trewin. Uses the right boot. Didn't get Sherrin to the boot. And it's a free kick to Delzotto for holding the ball. He's going to open up the grandstand side. Finds Thompson. Chipping ball goes back. And the Rovers can just soak this up here. They're in cruise control. Delzotto kicks out wide. Siren sounds. And the qualifying final comes to a close. The Rovers have been emphatic and the Tricolours have been rather disappointing. 14-14-98 to 3-7-25. Myrtleford are off to the minor semi-final next Sunday. And the Wangaratta Rovers will take on the arch enemy at the John Ford Oval next Saturday for a spot in the big dance.
That they will, Gussie. An emphatic victory by the by the Wangaratta Rovers. They trailed at quarter time by 4 points. They led at half time by 25 points. They led at 3/4 time by 44 points, and they ended up running away with a 73-point hiding of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And let's not forget that Myrtleford handed the Rovers their first loss of the year back in round 9. And they had entered into this contest 1-1, and that's a statement. That's a real confidence-boosting win for the Rovers, but also a confidence-shattering loss for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
It's demoralising for Myrtleford, Panda. They've been embarrassed today. There is no way to sugarcoat this one. The Rovers have been emphatic, but Myrtleford did not bring anything near their best footage. So they're going to have to lick their wounds. It's the beauty of the double chance. You get a chance to go again next week. But the team they take on next week, Panda, be it Yarra or Wodonga, will be full of confidence coming into the game. And the Rovers just really reminding the competition that, yes, the Magpies might have started the finals as the favourites, but it's a genuine 2-horse race. The Rovers are going to give it an almighty shake, and next week at the John Ford Oval is going to be a ball terror between the two Wangaratta sides.
In front of hopefully a big crowd. Hopefully the Wangaratta crowd get along, which is what we want to see. Of course, they played in the exact same game only a couple of years ago. So let's hope that There's a big crowd there at the John Ford Oval and good weather to back it up there next Saturday also. We're searching for Dan Vaccaro, who has the Rebel training sign with him right now.
And I can see Gambo lurking as well, so you don't want to get beaten here.
Don't get beaten by what you know, D-Vac. And you should know that you are the number one.
Yeah, I reckon he's found him. Lockie O'Brien is going to be the Rebel training player of the day, of course. Go and see Twitty and the team at Rebel Training. Dan.
Yeah,
down to you for Lockie O'Brien.
Thanks, Gus. Yeah, we've got the superstar here, the 2025 Morris medalist. And Lockie, a little bit of adversity in the first quarter. I thought Myrtleford's pressure, but after that, your game plan just went from strength to strength.
Yeah, full credit to them. They did this similar to us last week. We've obviously had that pretty big change of game plan after the couple of losses that we had, and we're finding that obviously it's just winning that arm wrestle for as long as we can, staying in it, and then obviously hopefully breaking teams apart. And we're obviously now putting the score on the board, which is promising.
Yeah, and the one thing I love about your midfield as well, you can have blokes like McCarthy come in and really do the defensive work, and you don't have to have Murray running through there all the time, and that really just makes your job for the outside and your skillful players a lot easier.
Yeah, it is 100%. The inside boys that we're really backing in at the moment, obviously Chuck and Cash as well as Rooster and Mitch, getting it done inside and then getting it out to me makes my job a lot easier. So much prefer that, and we're getting really good looks off the back of it.
And the one thing I love about your coach too, he came in at three-quarter time and he didn't want you to put the cue in the rack. He wanted you to keep going, send that message out to the competition that you're still the team to beat. You got to love that confidence from your coach.
Yeah, there's a bit of a chip on the shoulder at the moment. Obviously, we haven't probably played the way that we've wanted to, especially in the back half of the year. Few people have written us off, Gussie and Panda, we remember. But no, obviously now is the most important thing is taking in as much momentum into finals, and we don't want to just go there and win. We want to go there and make it our own. So it's a promising start.
Love it. Go and enjoy it, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lockie O'Brien, our Rebel training player of the day.
The receipts.
We have never written them off.
Oh, mate, whatever motivates a team, you and I are happy for it, Gussie. Let's just say that, shall we?
I tell you what, you say a team's not the favourite and they think they've been written off.
Makes me laugh.
I love it.
Oh,
keep it coming.
We heard you say with the mic still on. Oh, I love that.
Makes me laugh. So the Rovers, 73-point winners, if you don't mind, over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. A serious competition and their counterparts next week, the Wangaratta Magpies at the John Ford Oval. How good from the Wangaratta Rovers. It'll be hard to pick a best six, I reckon, for Sam Murray and the Wang Rovers. It really will be. And we'll hopefully grab their song in the rooms. D-Vac will head down there into the rooms. Be very interesting to see who we give out our finals MVP votes to as well. Winky can go to work on the stat sheet and, of course, chat about this with Dan Vaccaro when he comes back.
I'll make the call.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm happy with that.
There's a bit of confidence breaming up here with the peoples. That's what we like to see. Wonder who'd Gambo on Oak FM give the play of the day to? He was good. Mitch, he was really good. Yep.
So, and isn't it around the grounds as the Rovers go in to sing the song Panda? Key with Sandy Creek are going to go to the big dance. 10-11-71 to 4-13-37. So some wayward goal kicking from Barnawatha.
Big Moose needs to be better.
So we'll see if we can capture this song by the Wang Rovers. We're in the rooms. I reckon we'll cull it. I reckon we'll cull that, and we'll come back and hear from Sam Murray, the winning coach, who will take on the Wangaratta Magpies next week at the John Ford Oval. Stay with us. Our post-game show is for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro on 2A1 Edge FM on the other side of this as we wrap up the qualifying final. The Rovers by 73 points over the Saints. It's O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Not every vehicle has the power for this. Not every driver is drawn to it. But for the ones who are, Patrol, it's out there.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
SS&A, this is your place. Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
My family means everything. We're always there for each other, sharing adventures and precious moments. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they'll treat you like family too. They're about people, about lives lived and about genuine care, providing professional, creative solutions that celebrate your loved one. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934, caring for local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.